I'm on the headband. I smoke like red man. You touch a dime of my bread, you'll be a dead man. 2 Loracets, 5 Percocets. I drank that purple stuff, I push a purple vet. You not a millionaire, you just a thousandaire. My house in Malibu, my black and...
Hey, hold on a second, my friend. Everybody, listen up. 420 High Flyers Club is the best club ever. Membership only. There's only one way to join. Okay, my friend. Tap in. It's your boy Two Stone. Hey, it's Big Two. Approved. You know what it do when I come through. You want me to switch it up and give you an original one? All right, hold on. 420 High Flyers Club.
What up? It's the High Flyers Club. We had a nice little intro done from Two Stone, but I'm Sean, it's Thomas, Brandon, Zach, and then we have our special guest, Brad Anderson.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about just anything about yourself.
A little bit about me. I am a realtor here in Austin, Texas. I am a advocate for mycology, the psychedelic movement, and mushrooms as a whole. I enjoy cultivating gourmet mushrooms and talking about mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms, and anything related to fungus.
The fungus among us.
Fungus among us. Fungus will save the world.
So he's actually, we're friends, so I kind of know a bunch about you and everything, but you're big into mushrooms, right?
Yeah, I got started probably about 3 years ago, right before COVID. I found out through the internet will teach you anything. Just kind of some general steps on how to grow mushrooms. And so I gave it a shot. I had success, and then COVID struck. I've always been a server. So restaurants shut down. I had time off. Didn't have much to do. So I just kind of honed in on it and just really read everything I could read, just kind of inundated myself with information and just began to master the craft and just found a big passion in it and just real enjoyment, and just kind of gave me something to do during the shutdown and stuff like that. And once everything opened back up, I just kind of added it into my life cycle and have been doing it ever since. My plan is to hopefully be in the farmers markets by the end of this year. Selling like pink oyster mushrooms, yellow oyster mushrooms, lion's mane, reishi, the stuff that everyone's hearing about now with, their medicinal principles and the way they can help people and such.
Nice.
What is your favorite gourmet mushroom that you've gotten to taste? Or
I would say probably lion's mane's the best. It's the most meatiest. In my opinion, it resembles it's closer to like a seafood replica. Like you can use like butter or oil and kind of give it like a lobster appeal. Pink oyster mushroom's nice too. It's kind of a fattier mushroom, so you can it kind of gives like off a bacon appeal if you saute it right.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're pretty adaptable.
So you said lion's mane. That has a lot of health benefits, doesn't it?
Yeah, lion's mane's a lot of good neurological stuff. Studies will show you anything. So, but I've heard a lot of people mention good stuff about it. And it's fun to grow. It's cool to grow. It kind of looks like a cauliflower.
Nice.
Cool.
Do you know the proper way of cooking mushrooms?
Um,
Because I do. I took a master class with Gordon Ramsay, and I know the proper way. There's a technique to cooking them.
I'm glad you prefaced with that, because then I probably would have sounded foolish. But I just
How do you cook them? I'm just curious. Like, what's your process if you're cooking some mushrooms like in a skillet to like cook, on the side? How do you typically do it?
I just saute them, just a little bit of oil.
Okay, when you say that, like, what do you do?
Just a little oil, avocado oil. Salt, pepper, mushrooms.
Do you put it in there like before, then get the oil hot, and then put the mushrooms in?
It depends. Depends on what else I got going on the stove. Ideally, I would get the oil hot first and then put cold.
Next time, try this, okay? Because mushrooms apparently are 90% water. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you know something about that.
Yep.
So you need to cook them in the pan with no oil, nothing in it, to basically dehydrate them and get the nice firm texture and everything.
Okay.
And then you put your butter in after you cooked off the water. Mm-hmm. And so cook them without anything in there, and then add your butter, add your oil and everything, and then, season them up after that. But cook them just straight pan, nothing in there at first.
Nice.
Gordon Ramsay.
All right.
You know? So and it makes it different. It gives them like, you know, sometimes they have like a slimy kind of slivery texture.
Mm-hmm.
It gives them this like that firm like steak-like almost texture. You know,
Yeah,
where they're
'cause
thicker and they have a crunch almost to them, like what you kind of want a mushroom if you really do like mushrooms. You
Right.
prefer that. It's because of how you cook them. If you cook them straight in the saute, which I've always done for years and years until I watched this master class, and now I always cook them and then I put the butter in
Nice.
after. So try it out.
This is also a cooking show. You guys
Yeah,
didn't
for
tell me.
Nah.
Oh, and we have the sound effects. Sweet.
Annette said they're delicious.
She's had a mushroom or two.
Yeah, for sure.
The mycology and stuff like that. When did you realize that you loved the science behind it?
Just when I had success with it, like it was just a fun, just overall experience. And like I said, I didn't have shit to do with COVID being shut down, so I just inundated myself with information. And you know, I'm not too strong on the cellular side. I can answer kind of your rudimentary questions of it. But like if I was to grab a microscope, I wouldn't. You know, I could point out some obvious things. Well, obvious to me, but you know, not like everything.
And when you say on a microscope, you mean like you could like look and see like different.
Yeah, like the spores and stuff like that. If you look under, you know, spores, there's billions of them. So
Wow.
when you look at it under a microscope, you kind of see them down to, depending on the depth of your scope.
Dry or wet mushrooms. Would you look under a microscope, or would they look the same?
No, so the what they excrete, the spores, is what you would look at. So so a fresh mushroom, when it grows, you know, people don't realize the growth of the mushroom is actually the mycelium dying.
Okay.
It's growing mushroom that's going to throw out spores, which is its way to reproduce. So you capture those spores generally on some tinfoil, and then you can either convert that to like some sterilized distilled water, or you can put it on agar, which is a petri dish, which is kind of like a sugar water gelatin. Okay. The mycelium loves sugar, loves starch. So it'll start to colonize whatever starch it is in front of it, because it's a living culture, so it's got to eat. And from there is when you can kind of transfer it out into more. You're just kind of over reproducing it. Whatever you transfer it to next, you can transfer it to oats or bird seed. Some people do popcorn.
What did you like to use when you were doing it?
Whole oats.
Whole oat?
Yeah, whole oats work real well. Bird seed works well for some.
Okay.
But I believe bird seed, you have to like kind of like sift and sort, and you don't want to use certain seeds and stuff like that.
Wow.
Whole oats is just easy because it's
You
just
don't have
oats
to mix
and
it. You don't have to.
yeah,
sort
you know,
it.
you just boil it to hydrate it, sterilize it, and then inoculate it.
I was gonna say, because you have to inoculate that oats, or what are you inoculating?
You just want to explain the whole process, like, you know, from
Yeah.
basically start to finish,
Cool. Yeah,
so
so
that we
yeah.
can kind of like have a breakdown for the viewers of like what
Fuck
you have
yeah.
to go to, you know,
Yeah,
from
so-
like buying the spores to like whatever, all the way to, you know, finished product.
Yeah, so you can get your spores online. Spores are legal, except for California, ironically.
Weird.
Yeah.
No
And
way.
Swear. Idaho, Georgia, and California, I think, are the 3 states where spores are illegal.
Weird, yeah. I mean,
California, like you would think,
Yeah.
crazy.
they're one of the first ones
They
to.
outlaw everything.
But yes, you can buy spores online, and then from there you'll have your agar plates, which is the gelatin, the sugar gelatin. Under a flow hood or like sterile conditions, you'll want to transfer some of the spore syringe onto the agar, which it'll germinate and colonate. And from there, you'll transfer it to a sterilized jar of whole oats. And then it just colonizes that. And then from there, you can just kind of keep transferring it out and making more and more spawn, or you can send it to your substrate. Like if you're growing pink oyster mushrooms, I like to grow those on just hardwood fuel pellets, kind of like smoking pellets.
Oh, wow.
But without that like smoke to it, like before they see that point.
Trying to build like a environment for them.
Yeah, so they like to eat hardwood. Like that's why you'll see them on trees and forests and shit like that. Like dead wood is, they like a few different things, but there's a lot that like dead wood. So the hardwood fuel pellets kind of replicate that, and then you inoculate it. It'll colonize in a bag, and then once it's fully colonized, you cut slits in it to expose it to air, and the air will help fruit the mushroom.
Wow.
and then once it's ready, you harvest.
That's so interesting.
And
Yeah.
I think me and you have definitely talked about this before, but when you harvest, it's called a flush.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get, depending on the mushroom and depending on your cultivation skills, you can get anywhere from 1 to, I mean, some people have gotten like 6 or 7 flushes, which is kind of obnoxious. But you want to try to go for like 2 or 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, I want to spit some knowledge that you've taught me. And you said that the second one, you see the most growth on like the mushrooms, like they get bigger than the first flush.
Yeah, so the first flush is going to be your quantity, and the second flush will be your quality, where
Wow.
you'll get a lot of bigger fruits and stuff like that.
And after that, is it just kind of hit or miss, or?
It'll always err towards the bigger side. The first flush is when it kind of expends all its energy, and then from there you'll hydrate it when you harvest again, just with some water. There's a bunch of different methods. I just use a sprayed bottle and just sprayed it down and would hydrate it.
Gotcha.
And then after like another week, it would do another flush, harvest, and then wash, rinse, repeat.
So as a rule, when it comes to the psychedelic side of things, visually speaking, like, is the bigger, more plump mushrooms, like, would you expect that to be more potent than like the smaller ones?
Man,
or is that just like a?
It all depends. It really does.
Yeah.
It depends first on your variety. And like for the sake of definition, it's a little bit different than weed, how people say like different strains. A lot of the magic mushrooms that you're going to see out there are all under the same strain. The science name is Psilocybe cubensis. And then from there is where the varieties change. So like your blue meanies, your penis envies, your rusty whites, tidal
How many
waves.
varieties do you think there are?
There's probably over 100 now. There's people coming up with different, people just mixing shit together.
Have you ever created your own?
Working on it. But there's, people who just kind of do it in like a quick make it and then create one spore print from it and hope they get the same results, but rename it as something. So it's not like a genuine, true variety. Gotcha. But, it takes time. It takes a few years because you got to grow it out. Take a spore print. From that spore print, you have to get same results, and you got to do it through like 8 generations. Wow. So yeah, it's just time consuming.
We have a buddy who always views in here, Spice God. He called you a Stone Cold Steve Boston.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I got the full beard though.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Funny.
So what did
He's known as like the roast master.
Yeah, that's pretty tame too.
That was pretty. That was a tame one
was
for
tame.
sure.
You dodged a bullet.
Should I
for sure.
pound my waters like your beard?
Hell yeah.
So
That's
what do
funny.
you know about like the whole mycology with weed and stuff? Do you know that like living soil, like when they're growing weed in living soil, they use a lot of like mycology?
Yeah, they grab some fungus and get it to grow in the soil.
Well, so there's like a lot of different things that create like beneficial bacteria in the soil, and sometimes like using that like the mycology and like different types of fungus can achieve that for them.
Yeah. I don't know too much about it myself. I know back in the day when we used to work at restaurants, we used to people would come out and pour live fungus cultures down the drains.
Wow.
To eat all, because restaurants you get all grease and all that bullshit
Yeah.
that comes in there. So you just pour some fungus down the drains and it just eats it all and cleans out the drain. Kind of gross, but a fun fact for you.
Yeah, that's
No,
genius
that's
though.
crazy. Is that one of the craziest ways you've ever seen mushrooms used, or fungus in general?
To eat garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's a very real possibility in the future as far as landfills getting full and shit like that. You're gonna have to do something with all that garbage. They're starting to find out that there's certain cultures. It takes a while, but
That could eat the landfills away, basically.
yeah, a lot of mushrooms just eat fucking garbage.
Why are we not investing more in mushrooms, guys?
For real.
I'm telling you,
So how do like magic mushrooms produce their psychoactive effects?
through the psilocybin, psilocin depends on. I've read it both ways. I believe they're the same thing. It's just psilocin is converted to psilocybin when you consume it. Might have to fact check me. How they produce it, I don't know. They just do.
You like have like done like a lot of mushroom, what would you call research and stuff like that. What's like one of the earliest stories you've ever heard of them using mushrooms?
There's stories about that's where Santa came from, because the reindeer used to eat the Amanita muscaria mushroom and would trip from it.
That's not where you came from?
It's debatable. And then I'd say that's probably the earliest that
Created like the
yeah.
whole Santa, like
Right.
that's crazy.
that's why he's red and white, because that's the color of the mushroom.
Gotcha.
So how would you explain
Crazy.
a mushroom trip if you were to explain it
didn't
for
know
someone
that.
who's never tripped, like, or done anything?
I mean, it's different for everyone, but for me, it's it's at first you just kind of, it's a lot of, if you close your eyes, it's just like a lot of kaleidoscope lights and just visuals, and that's like the kind of visuals I get. Like,
Oh my God.
Goodness gracious.
what was that?
Mario.
Oops.
Mario?
He was trying. He was trying real hard. So visuals, like you were saying, kaleidoscopes and stuff.
Yeah, kaleidoscopes and stuff like that. Like, you don't see like dragons coming out of the sky and gnomes popping out of the ground. That's kind of
More of an acid thing.
or
That's
just
more of like
more
the
of a
tall
wise
tales of the
tale,
70s. Yeah.
Nah, for sure.
At least in my experience.
Yeah, no, you get more of like, think of like watching a tube TV and then turning it into like a 4K OLED TV.
Okay.
Like your
It's an enhancement.
your senses just become extremely acute. You can pull different different shades of colors, different patterns and shit like that, and it's just an experience.
So all the life lessons aside that like mushrooms and like tripping psychedelics has taught you, what is like one of the most fun experiences for you, like where you got to like see that kaleidoscope tube vision like you're talking about?
My buddies and I did mushrooms one time when I went back home to visit back to Chicago, and
Okay there, bud?
Yeah, I hit my arm.
it's not funny when you hear your funny bone.
No, it's not.
Damn, Chicago.
Yeah, and we took some mushrooms up there and just had a good time. You know, they're a fun drug. They're it's a high euphoria, and
Yeah.
it's cool.
Would you rate mushrooms like on the top of your psychedelics list? Like if you had to create like a top 5?
Ketamine, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Ketamine's
Yeah.
my number one.
Do you want to actually talk about the ketamine? Because you've actually been parking at our print shop and going to ketamine treatment. If you
Yeah.
want to, explain a little bit
Like,
for the viewers, like what that's been.
Yeah,
doing for
when
you
I say
possibly?
ketamine, I don't mean the
He's
street
not
ketamine. I
like
mean
horse
clinical
tranquil.
Yeah, clinical. That's the word I was looking for.
and clinical alternative behavioral therapy.
So about the ketamine, what have you gotten out of all that? Because I know you did a whole. I mean, explain them kind of what you did.
Yeah, ketamine's a very big disassociate, and so when you take it, you just kind of escape from your body, but still stay coherent to being escaped from your body. And it's just a very unique way to get intrapersonal with yourself when used like that. There's some people that use it at smaller doses, and that's when people say it's like a party drug and stuff. But when used as a therapeutic, it's just really remarkable.
I was gonna say, so these sessions are very therapeutic for you. Therefore, you.
What did you get out of it personally?
Personally, I was just able to, it lets me detach from life and, from my life and look at it for what it is and, see what's serving me and what's not serving me, and just kind of, just take steps forward to just trying to be a better person,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's what we're trying to do, or what we should be trying to do is just try and be better.
How would you compare the ketamine to like mushrooms?
So-
therapeutically.
So the ketamine's the mushrooms I feel are much more contouring. Like you can kind of think yourself through it a little more and kind of, you're in a little more control, so to speak. You kind of lose control both ways, which is where like the therapy can come from, by letting go and, going down that route. But the mushrooms definitely are more contouring.
So, Okay,
Go ahead.
I want to hear your
Can
question.
you explain the difference between like microdosing and regular dosing of magic mushrooms?
That's a good question.
Yeah, microdosing is different to everybody. So is macrodosing, I guess. You know, some people eat like a gram of mushrooms and get really high.
So is macro just a little bit more than micro, I guess?
I say macro is in you're intending to trip.
Yeah. Just
So-
a little
so
bit,
yeah,
but not,
so-
but not the full trip, I guess.
No, the full trip.
So-
So microdosing is just
Okay.
like a smidge. To me, like you don't even feel like you shouldn't feel it on like a physical level. It's just kind of like a subconscious, like shit just starts to click a little better. And then, so that's microdosing to me. There's different ways people take it. There's a famous mycologist, Paul Stamets. I think it's like a 3 on 4 off or something like that. You'd have to look into it. But I just kind of, when I remember, just kind of take a little, it's like a 15th of a gram. It's just a real small, just dab into just a little green smoothie of something. And yeah, and it just kind of, it's like, it like takes a deep breath for your brain. You just kind of have like you know, and shit just kind of looks a little easier to deal with that day.
So every once in a while, you'll just add it into your daily health regimen, just like your smoothie that you drink. Yeah. Sweet.
Your mom said hi.
If
I like
you
this.
Hi,
had,
Mom.
if you had to name
Hi, Mom.
your biggest like success and your biggest flaw that you've had to deal with mycology, what would they be?
The biggest success has been, you know, just good cultivation and, you know, just being able to teach other people. I've taught 4 people how to grow mushrooms, and when they get something from it, it's, you know, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to share information like that.
For sure.
Biggest flaw would be, man, I know how to cut every fucking corner.
Yeah.
Like I find the laziest best way to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like
Yeah,
on
it's
a lot of
like-
things, I'm like, you know,
Yeah, you don't
I'm
have to
super
do
talented. I can do everything really good. I care about the quality. I mean, you
Yes.
guys see all around me. I'm like, you know, quality. But then I see it, like I see the road. I'm just like, there's a little shortcut that can take it at the end.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
the same
that
way.
wouldn't hurt
Yeah.
anything. You know what I mean? But
I
then I'm
don't-
like, you know, and it does lose that final quality and then tad bit.
Yeah.
You know it does always. But
Yeah,
like,
sometimes I grow the wrong mold, you know?
yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be like, you don't need to clean that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can go a couple times.
Can you talk about the different methods of consuming magic mushrooms, such as like eating, brewing tea, and vaporizing? And
So I don't know much about vaporizing.
Vaporizing.
that's what it says on here.
That's what it fucking
That's
says.
one of the questions.
Goodness gracious.
Strick a line through that one. Eating, bless your hearts if you can still eat mushrooms. I think they taste fucking terrible.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're gross. I grind them up. I just get a little coffee grinder and just, you know, weigh out my dose and throw it in the coffee grinder, grind it up, and throw it into something to drink and just drink it.
Gotcha.
I've seen pictures of people like putting them on pizzas, and that's just kind of silly because
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah, you know, it's something you digest, so it's like you don't want it competing with other digestibles, really.
That's a good. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Interesting. I
Because
didn't know
most
that.
people are like, yeah, I just throw that bitch on a PB and J and I'm good
no,
to go.
what a waste, man.
Really?
Yeah, because it's
Wow.
like you're you know, like when you're drinking alcohol, if you don't have anything in your stomach, you absorb it faster.
Right.
Same concept.
Okay.
What's the lemon tech?
The
version?
lemon tech is you do a shot of lemon juice and you grind up the mushroom and do a shot of lemon juice. The acidity is supposed to kind of separate it better for you, and you absorb it really quickly, and it's supposed to be more intense.
Oh, yeah.
I think every experience is just so different that like you're never, you know, no two are never the same. So it's like you have an idea of what you're going to expect, but it's not all, but like you're building too many expectations versus
sure.
just allowing it to do what it's supposed to do and taking away from it what you need to take away.
Chris asked, does it change the trip, the lemon tech?
It's supposed to make it more potent.
I was about to ask. So, is there anything that like has been researched to?
Yeah, I was always told orange juice. you know,
Interact
like
with
when I was
psilocybin
growing up.
more. Yeah.
So citric acid, I guess, is supposed to kind of, I don't know if it makes it more potent or if it just kind of increases its intensity. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like,
That'd be crazy.
I used to just grind them up and capsule them.
Do you remember what the first way you ever consumed?
First way I ate them.
You just ate them
And-
straight.
Were you sold off the first
No,
trip?
no, it was the third trip is the one that kind of got me to open my mind. The first couple were cool and like I felt good, but like it wasn't, you know. And that's the big thing with mushrooms is like people look to them as like the mushroom's going to change your life, and it's like it's not. It's just a tool that's going to expand it. Yeah. And then from there, you can either make the choice to change, or you can just kind of continue going down your path.
So for people that use mushrooms and stuff therapeutically, what other advice would you give them to like further help on something like that?
I mean, everyone's different, so it's like I don't want to be giving people advice on on how many to do or when to do them or whatnot. But I would just say overall, you know, when you go to have an experience, like, you know, have intentions set. You know, don't just buy some fucking mushrooms to have them. I'm gonna eat some mushrooms today. You know, just kind of plan it out, and, you know, and have it a nice day so you can be outside. You know, you want to be in nature. You want to enjoy the world, and then from there, you know, have your experience and just kind of really listen to what it's trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So Chris asked this, but it was kind of going with my next question. But can you take too much? And I said, can you explain the difference between a good and a bad trip?
I mean, can you take too much? You can take too much of anything. So yeah. What too much is different to everybody. You know, too much. You know, 4 grams to someone might be too much, but that's, you know, what I enjoy. I imagine if you eat, you know, a half pound, yeah, you ate too much.
Holy shit.
There's gonna be some shit going on. But like nobody's ever overdosed. Ultimately, like no one's ever overdosed off mushrooms or, you know, died from mushroom. You might have done something stupid on them, but
Right. You got to be doing something extra.
So tagging along to Sean's question about the good and bad trip.
About the bad.
Have you ever had a bad trip?
I mean, you know, I look at it as always from a therapeutic point. So there isn't a bad trip. It's just you just learn some undesirable things.
Have you ever had a really scary experience on mushrooms?
No, you know, they just alter your consciousness, but ultimately you're still in control. You know, I've been more out of control on alcohol than I've ever been on mushrooms. It's, you know, you're very present in the moment. But you're like, yeah, I'm trying to like look over to you, but I keep hearing myself cut out. You're very, you know, when the drug kicks in and, you know, you let go and just kind of let your mind expand, you're very open to new things, but you're still in control of what's in front of you. Mm-hmm. You know, like you don't lose your mind or nothing like that.
Definitely.
You know, it might unleash some undesirable thoughts that you might have to work through, and that's, you know, just part of human life and trying to be a better human.
So with mushrooms being the controversial medicine that they are, is there any like crazy success stories or like that you've heard in the past? Like,
I mean, I believe Colorado just legalized them.
Yeah.
In a sense, or maybe decriminalize. I could be wrong. I'm totally wrong, so don't listen to me for that.
I think it's something of the sorts.
But yeah, no, Colorado just passed something.
them.
Yeah, decriminalized.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, this is the one time where marijuana is actually the gateway drug. You know, it's the gateway to legalizing other drugs that we're starting to realize have medical benefits when taken properly. And, you know, why should people be restricted from trying to fucking feel better?
Right.
Can you explain the difference between like mushrooms grown in a field and then, you know, like what you would grow?
Yeah, so like when you grow them in a tub, you create essentially a mini ecosystem. You're creating its own humidity chamber and airflow and stuff like that. When they grow out in the field, they're a lot more, you know, they get the relative humidity, so that's why they do good after rain, because they get hydrated from the rain, obviously, and the moisture creates, you know, humidity, and so they grow. They grow in so much. Like psychedelic mushrooms are usually cow shit, and that's just because I believe they're nitrogen rich.
Gotcha.
Also, the reason they're able to go through cows, from my understanding, is when they're on spore, when they are a spore and they're just on blades of grass, the cow eats the grass.
Yeah.
and then the stomach acid in the cow is light, so
Does the cow trip?
the cow doesn't trip because the spore doesn't germinate.
Gotcha. That'd
But
be crazy.
Yeah, no, the spore hasn't germinated yet. But so the cow,
Some tripping cows.
That's why they're always so weird.
so the cow acid,
Sounded like a whole ambulance.
yeah, the cow acid doesn't break it down, and so when they
Wow.
digest it and poop it out, the spore is still active, and then in the poop is when it germinates, collonates.
That's crazy.
That's crazy how it
Yeah.
can make it through the whole digestive system.
Yeah.
So if you were to find like an oyster mushroom in the wild,
Mm-hmm.
compared to like cultivating your own oyster mushroom, would you do anything differently when the drying
Ooh, that's
process?
a good question. Well, you don't. You eat them fresh.
You eat 'em fresh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, you can dehydrate them.
Okay.
You can dehydrate and rehydrate any mushroom.
I
Like
guess-
if you're doing like kind of like freeze ready meals or something, you can suck the moisture out of mushrooms in there.
Would
They're-
you
they're
do
pretty
anything
resilient.
differently?
I don't think so. Besides just washing it,
Okay.
Besides that, they're pretty one and the same.
That's really cool.
I think the outdoors, you're probably going to get a little more of an earthy, just from its exposure.
Right.
Have you ever foraged your own mushrooms?
Nothing that I've eaten. Like
Wow.
I've definitely, tinkered around and picked a few, and you can take little biopsies and clone them and stuff like that. I've never grown any out, but I've grown them out on petri dishes. But yeah, they're,
super cool.
they just grow everywhere and so many different things.
That's so cool.
So, were you always like super into science, or did the mushrooms bring it out of you?
No, just the mushrooms, and I'm really not even into the whole like science.
I just like
piece.
mushrooms,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, it's like like the mushrooms is like my avenue.
That's incredible because, like, I don't know, from a perspective of not knowing you very well, like, you come off as somebody who's got the strive to, like, learn about things.
I like to learn about what I like to learn about.
Right.
Like I'm very selective in what I want to learn. Like if I want to learn about something, I'll learn a lot about it. But
Can't get that shit.
Can you discuss the role of like serotonin and other neurotransmitters in the effects of magic mushrooms?
oh man, I don't know about this one.
For real.
From my understanding, the way psychedelic mushrooms work are they replicate serotonin molecules to where your brain attaches to them, providing the experience it provides, and then they eventually dissipate. I could be completely wrong. I read it on the internet. Not everything on the internet's true.
That, although, has been confirmed as a fact.
How have mushrooms been used in spiritual or religious practices?
I mean, everyone's different as far as what they consider like religious and spiritual, but like, people there's groups or cults or whatever you want to deem them that, operate under religious acts to where they're allowed to use psilocybin as like a retreat, a spiritual experience.
So if I was to show you this picture of this mushroom,
Looks like a moral.
wow, that's really impressive. That's what it is.
Those are kind of softball ones though. Like
Really?
the morals are so unique. They look like a honeycomb, like a tree that's a
You
honeycomb.
say give them something harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want. I was very impressed that.
Did you have any, Zach, or did you get them or no? The
He
pictures
does.
of the
He does
mushrooms?
have some.
Did you get the pictures of the mushrooms you
Yeah.
put on?
You got a little
All right,
slideshow to quiz me on.
We'll
I
put
am-
them on.
What about
I
these?
am. I am not a good mushroom identifier actually.
That's why we're gonna test you knowledge.
I could tell you what psychedelic variety it looks like.
That's crazy.
How do magic mushrooms affect the brain and consciousness?
They just expand it. You become. I don't know. In my opinion, you just become more self-aware and what's around and what's in tune and what your alignment is and what your being and purpose is. It's very, it's a very very surreal experience when you allow it to be.
Whenever you were in it, how was the market? Like, what were the rates and stuff? Were they like fairly good? Like,
Yeah, I did okay.
yeah, good,
I paid my taxes.
nice. Well,
So with like gourmet mushrooms and everything, and you want to do farmers markets,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Where did that whole, because it's a whole thing. You got to grow the mushrooms.
Yeah,
You
well,
gotta
once
place
you-
the product. Everything.
Yeah, when I learned how to grow mushrooms originally, it was psychedelics, and when I saw opportunity in doing it in a legal setting, I was very, obviously, it's obviously the best avenue to go down. So so it captured me, and not all mushrooms, but a lot of mushrooms grow the same, or are extremely interchangeable in mediums and substrates that you're going to use. So I got inspired to design and run a legal gourmet mushroom farm. Wow. So I'm putting stuff together to be done by the end of the year and get into the farmers markets, and it's a passion of mine, and it's something that can provide me subsistence in life, and it's just a fun thing to do. And now that I'm in real estate, that's kind of like my financial fund, and the mushrooms are like my purpose, and I can use them interchangeably and just live out a good life.
So is the process for like growing the legal mushrooms for like some of the farmers markets, is that quicker since you don't have to like dry them out or anything?
That is a good question. However, the drying out process is only about 8 hours.
Oh,
Wow.
Gotcha.
That's crazy.
With a good dehydrator. I should say.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like at the market, how would you sell it? Would you sell it by the pound? Like would you?
Yeah. So gourmet mushrooms are fresh, obviously. So you get more product, but gourmet mushroom, you'll sell it by the pound, like in a cluster, but you'll get 3 to 4 pounds per like a fruiting block, versus a psychedelic is like a tenth of that.
Wow.
As far as yield. However, your margins are very different.
How much is like
like a pound? So you would buy it in a pound, and I would say it's going to get you about like 2 to 2.5 servings. Okay. Like you could do like 2 dinners, maybe if you cut it short a little bit, 2.5 dinners.
Gotcha.
From there, that's going to run you at a farmer's market for good mushrooms about $12.
So if you're growing mushrooms and you only have to like dehydrate it for 8 hours, how much do you like lose? How much weight do you lose?
You
from
lose
like the
you
fresh
lose
ones to the dried out ones.
Yeah, you lose 90% in water usually.
Holy
like
shit.
90 to 92%.
So if you had like,
Holy shit.
so I guess what I'm getting at is, if you're growing more of the legal mushrooms, you're gonna have to have more area and everything, because obviously like
yes. However, they grow a lot different in a sense of what you can grow them in. So if you're space conservative, they grow in like you can grow them in bags, and kind of, I would say, 4-to-1 ratio, 4 gourmet bags into 1 psychedelic tub.
Gotcha.
So you're already getting like a 4-to-1 space on that. And also you can put them in like what's called like logs, and you literally make like this massive log of like straw or hardwood fuel pellets or whatever you're using to cook, and you inoculate it along the way.
That's crazy.
And they'll make them like 4, 5, 6 feet long, and they'll dangle them from like steel I-beams and stuff like that for the weight.
I see people grow edible mushrooms out of like fucking, what do you call it? Hampers and shit like that.
Yeah,
like
you can do them out of
bins.
buckets and stuff like that. Bucket's a real common one.
Yeah.
They grow in anything.
So I got a very hypothetical question for you. If you were at a farmer's market and you had a bunch of mushrooms that you grew gourmet, and you say you sell them fresh, what happens if you don't sell them all that day? How do you go back and store them to be good, or either go have a purpose?
That's a good question. I would say mushrooms generally are good for like, I would say anywhere from 3 days to a week.
You keep them in a brown bag, right? Like that's what they always told me at the farmers market, is keep them in like a paper brown bag.
Oh. That allows a lot of air in them, so they'll stay fresh, like from the air. Yeah. That is a good way. But
I just put them in a jar.
What's
like
that?
A mason jar. Would they stay fresh in there?
I'm not sure, man. I don't let mushrooms sit that long. So
That's a very good question.
Like it's a good question, because I don't know how to answer that honestly, because obviously I grow my mushrooms, so when I eat them, it's like I either eat them all in one sitting, or I eat them in one sitting and I gift them.
Yeah. So
So I don't know.
So I saw that you made like
yeah.
a loaf type thing for Christmas, or what was it? Christmas or
Yeah,
Thanksgiving?
it was like a green lentil nut loaf.
What was that?
Uh,
Exactly.
It wasn't bad, actually. It wasn't as bad as it looked. It didn't look great, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, no, it was just a little a meatless vegan meatloaf. Yeah. It was.
Do you eat a lot of crazy different mushroom recipes?
No, I'm not too wild or crazy with food. I'm pretty simplistic with eating. Shiitake mushrooms are my favorite. They're a little more annoying to grow in a small space. So I don't really grow them, so I'll just buy them from the store.
What's your favorite kind of like food in general? Just like if you were gonna go
No mushrooms
on a night to a nice meal, what would you want?
Fucking pizza till I die.
Pizza till
Yeah.
you die.
Where are you from?
Chicago.
Chicago. How's the pizza over there?
So I don't like Chicago deep dish pizza. Not a lot of people from Chicago actually do. I like New York style pizza. Like I like thin crust. I like thin
big ones?
circle. I actually like cutting
Crispy.
squares. I like
Yeah.
cutting squares in the center
Yeah.
pieces that don't have any crust, that just like fucking that collect all the
straight
grease and
pizza.
shit. Oh yeah, that's my jam.
Yeah.
Here, I think we have something on the screen. Could you identify that mushroom?
That looks like a white button mushroom.
Dang, that is correct.
We got another one.
He said he got another one for you.
It's still kind of a softball. I'm not gonna lie,
I know, yeah. It's
but I appreciate them.
edible mushrooms.
Yeah.
Hit
Sometimes.
with the crazy one. If you're eating anywhere in Chicago, where are you eating?
Anywhere in Chicago.
Or which restaurant? Like which place? What's your go-to? Anywhere. Nice. Unlimited budget.
Unlimited budget. Where am I gonna go? My last meal.
Yeah, in Chicago.
Oh
My
shit!
last meal in Chicago. Anywhere I'm gonna go is going to be Kalo's Restaurant.
What's that
Or
about?
it's a restaurante, or however the Italians say it.
Big shout out, Kalo's Restaurante.
Yeah. I think they've been doing it since '62.
Wow.
Crazy.
What would
it-
you order?
Their pizza.
Pizza?
They have the best pizza.
What kind of pizza?
Pizza till he dies.
Pizza till I die. Pepperoni and onion.
Yeah? That's your go-to? That's your
Pepperoni,
jam? Pizza and onion?
Oh, now I'm vegan, but back in the day, pepperoni and onion.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
If you had to send someone to like a fast food restaurant in Chicago that like Texas doesn't have, what's one of them?
Portillo's.
Portillo's. I've
Yeah.
heard of it.
What
Yeah.
is it?
Portillo's sandwiches.
It's
and-
like a hot dog shop.
Yeah.
They got the beefs and the sausage and the gyros and all
Yeah.
that just good flat top
It's
grill
a big
shit.
thing for out
It's
there.
so fucking good.
They got everything too.
Yeah.
They got like
Chicago Chicago kills it with culinary. Like
Yeah.
they
Nah,
are.
that's why I asked you about the food, because I always think food whenever.
Yeah, no, Chicago definitely kills it with culinary. They have so many talented chefs and just quality restaurants.
Wow.
But yeah, the winters suck.
If you had to send someone to like Chicago, like a historical or like cool tourist attraction, what would you send them to?
Man, I don't know.
Like, oh, you're in Chicago, you got to go see this.
While you're in Chicago, you have to go. Fuck, I don't have anything.
What?
I would say food.
He said Portillo's.
Yeah, no,
just-
I would say
Nah,
like you
fuck
got.
yeah.
I would say like you gotta like it would definitely be food based. Like you gotta go eat here.
You gotta try
How long have you
different
been
stuff.
How long have you been here? Or did you go anywhere in between here in Chicago?
No, I moved here 2017, August of 2017. So 5 years, a little over 5 years.
Did you move here for the real estate?
No, I moved here to get away from winter.
Hell yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Chicago is dreadful in the wintertime.
You miss Chicago. You miss Chicago.
I miss the summers in Chicago. Like June through August, it's all right.
It's like a January
Tell
here.
us about
Yeah.
tell us about your roughest Chicago winter you had to go through.
It was my last one. It was the one that got me to
One
move
who got
here.
me to fucking leave.
It was.
I was out that bitch.
It was. It was February sometime, and fucking February's miserable. You haven't seen the sun in 2 months. The sun sets at 4 p.m. It's gray. It's slushy. It's dirty. I didn't drive, so I either rode my bike or took public transportation. And I was just out there waiting for the bus one day, and I'm like, man, I don't have to fucking live here.
What
Like-
are you doing in my swamp?
And so, I decided, like, pick a place sunny, and I found Austin, and I moved down here in 6 months.
Did the weather and like that type of like situation really play a lot of toll on your mental health? Like,
Yeah,
just
for sure. Like,
getting-
seasonal depression's very real.
Yeah.
Like, it's when you're not able to do shit all day, like, it sucks. You gotta be active. What in the world are you packing?
oh man,
Looks like a shotgun shell.
Yeah, look at the filter.
big old
Yeah.
joint.
That's a joint?
Yeah.
The fuck?
The fuck.
Yeah, we be smoking over here.
Man, I got these little cones. It's taken me a while, too. I got a little high before
I
the
don't
I also
smoke
suffer from
Yeah, the
ADHD,
podcast.
so like
What?
just doing it is a thing, you know.
Man, I'm getting high just watching you pack that.
What is the worst dish you've ever had that had mushrooms in it?
Ooh.
Like,
It's like that little meatloaf. No, I'm just joking.
No, I had just bad mushrooms once that were just old. And
Really?
just-
Yeah.
you just taste it.
yeah, for
But
sure.
no, I've always had good experiences.
If you go to a restaurant or something, can you like tell like if you get something with mushrooms, like, oh, these are pretty fresh, or oh,
No, I'm not like
no,
I'm not that advanced at it.
for
do, you,
sure.
do you feel like different types of weed interact differently with the magic mushrooms differently?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. I would.
Do you smoke on mushrooms?
So I'll usually be high going in, not like freshly high. Like,
Stuff to chill you out.
yeah, like I might have smoked within like the last hour and a half. And then when I do mushrooms, I usually will trip for like a couple hours where I don't desire weed or anything like that. And then once I kind of hit like a resting point, then it's like, all right, I think I can smoke a little pot.
Gotcha.
But like I get so high as it is, and I think like you're just so like, you don't need to get higher. Like, how high do you need to be? Well, obviously, it's
like
just
what we talked
packing a
about
fucking
is-
shotgun shell.
I mean, me and you have talked about, because we've had some pretty deep talks about basically you only really get high your first time of day.
Oh, you talked to me about
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Talk to
The
people
rest
about
of
it.
it's just like basically balancing yourself out the rest of the day,
maintenance.
like maintenance, But like you only get high the first time you hit it per day.
Right.
Yeah, it's like you wake up and you don't even really get that high sometimes.
Yeah.
And and then even if you take a couple hours off when you smoke again, it's just like
Yeah.
you just kind of feel back to normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like
Like Sean was saying it to me, like we talked about it after y'all had talked about it. He says like you smoke the first time in the morning, and then you get high, and then
You're high
like,
for the day.
You're
You just
trying
kinda,
to
like,
chase that
keep,
high.
Keep your high alive basically
Yeah.
the rest of the day, and like keep it up enough to like chill you out
yeah, for sure.
and not take a nap.
yeah.
And I,
No, naps are
Spruce
king.
and
I take a nap
Scarecrow.
almost every
Bro, I
day.
can't I never get naps. I don't get
I
enough
take-
sleep to be honest, but I'm trying.
Oh man, sleep is king. We're up past my bedtime. We talked about this already.
for sure.
All my friends listening, they know I'm pulling an all nighter tonight.
Mushrooms.
10:30.
Morning or night?
Man, the last time I did them, actually, I did them at 8:30 in the morning, and it was the best experience because by like 11:30 I was done. I had some lunch. I took a nap. I woke up like 45 minutes later, and I was just ready to start the day.
What's a post mushroom nap look like? Does it feel great when you wake up?
Oh yeah, you just feel clarity. You just feel like you just feel refreshed.
Wow.
How long is your nap?
I'm a good 20 to 25 minute napper.
Okay.
See, that's my problem.
Wait.
Whenever I try to take a 20 to 25 minute nap, it turns like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
called going
yeah.
back to sleep.
Yeah, bro. I just,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
sometimes
not a
I'll lay
nap.
down like right when I get home, and I'm just gonna lay here with my clothes on and everything with the dog,
Dude.
cuddling a dog. Like I'm gonna get up in like 20 minutes, and then
Well, you know,
boom, I'm like, it wakes. I wake
9
back up. It's
o'clock
like 10
news is
o'clock.
coming
Like,
on,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh shit.
Can you fall asleep anywhere? Are you like pretty, or like are you like when you go to sleep?
I can
Are
fall
you
asleep
just
anywhere.
out like?
I fall asleep
I
within
can-
like 2 seconds
I'm-
anywhere I
I'm
try.
I'm not that fast.
I'm so bad about it.
I-
I'm
Are
like,
you?
I have no problem sleeping.
I'm
I
the worst.
can sleep any like I'm an adult. I'm
Like,
not gonna sleep on a couch.
A
Like I'll.
plane,
I can sleep on a couch. I can sleep on a chair. I can
God,
sleep on
fuck that.
anything.
plane, cars, things like that. Could you fall asleep in those?
I no.
Not me.
Nah.
Fuck that. I've never been a car sleeper.
I can get like just right there, but I've thankfully
I
I
can fall
don't.
asleep in cars if I trust the driver.
I gotta be real tired to go to sleep in a
Fuck
car.
that.
Yeah.
I can fall
can't.
asleep if like Brittany's driving.
I guess I'm like
Fall
never in
asleep.
the situation to need to take a nap while I'm in travel.
I put some of Sean's favorites in here.
Which ones?
Oh, we got some snacks.
Yeah, a bunch of unhealthy stuff.
Oh
Good
gosh.
for the.
Those
Yeah.
are organic gummy
Sorry,
bears.
the what do you call them? The straws aren't here. he tried some of the veggie straws the other day.
Yeah.
He said he had never really tried them. He just
They were
seen them
good.
before. They're
Yeah,
good. as
they're
fuck.
good.
Yeah.
I like the sour cream and onion
They're,
veggie
they're,
straws.
they're still fucking trash for you. Like
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
thing with like people with like eating. Like you think like eating a lifestyle or a certain way is great. You know, oh, he eats vegan. Well, I could eat fucking Oreos and almond milk all day. You know, like that's vegan. It's not good for you.
Let's talk about it. What made you turn vegan, and how long have you been vegan?
How long I've been is debatable.
It's like that pizza.
Yeah, you know.
It gets me every time.
Man, it got me for a while. I struggled for a while. I cut out meat. I cut out meat a year and a half ago. That was easy. I just said no more, and it wasn't a big deal. Once or twice, I accidentally ate some chicken, and it sucked.
Really?
And that was it. Meat was easy. I felt a little better when I cut it out. But once I finally separated from dairy, like fuck, man, cheese is so good,
Yeah.
but it's fucking terrible
I
for
don't
you.
really like cheese. I don't really like cheese.
You don't like cheese?
No, I like chocolate
Man.
milk though.
What about
I got
the-
lactose
I love-
free
yeah.
chocolate milk.
Man,
Me too.
Wait, I got you. Cheese curds from Yard House.
I will eat those, bro. I will fuck with those.
man, I lived in Wisconsin for a little while, so we had cheese curds with a thing.
Yeah.
You get those raw cheese curds that are squeaky and spongy, like
nah.
oh, they're so good.
We
like
do
they squeak off your
we
teeth.
do fried cheese curds from Yard House, and they got two sauces. So good.
Yeah.
One's like a chili sweet lime, or like I don't know, like a
It's
sweet
good.
chili or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, don't get me wrong. Like the shit's good. Like it's good
Brittany
for
said-
a reason.
Brittany called you out. She said you eat tons of cheese.
But it's fucking terrible for you. Like at the end of the day,
Okay.
it's fucking garbage.
So then you cut
I'm
out
a big
cheese,
fan
you
of
cut
cheese.
out meat. So meat was first, then cheese,
Yeah.
and then what was next?
That was it. That was it.
Love
So that's
goldfish.
what being vegan is.
Well, you don't use animal products, so
Okay.
I'm not truly a vegan. Like the hardcore vegan. Like I have a leather belt and leather shoes and shit like that.
Gotcha.
So my diet is plant based.
They're
like
gonna cancel you, dude.
they are, man. I'm gonna get shunned. They're gonna fucking throw some tofu at me.
We're
or
gonna
something.
find out where this guy lives.
But yeah, no. So I guess a plant based. But yeah, no. You cut that shit out and you feel better. And then I was at a friend's wedding and they fucked up my dinner, but I wasn't gonna like say I just fucking ate it. Like whatever, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
It had some cheese on it, and the next day I fucking felt like shit.
Really?
Yeah, it was like I felt almost like I had a hangover a
Wow.
little bit. Yeah, and it's just like.
And how long had it been since you had any cheese?
By then it had been like 4 months.
Oh, so you were like,
Yeah, so
When was the last time you had cheese as of now?
besides the wedding,
we talk about it like it's a drug.
Yeah, when was the last
So-
time you cheese, bro?
here's
I
another,
cheesed earlier this week, but
here's another fun fact for you. Cheese is actually a mild opioid. The casein in it is an opiate.
I knew I like big doubles.
So cheese
For real.
Casein.
cheese is a drug.
Wow.
If you want to get technical, and
That's crazy.
and that you can fact check me on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, that's such a fucking cool fact.
So cheese is addictive in and of itself, and obviously eating for a lot of people is very emotional. So if you have like emotional struggles, food is going to be a lot, an easy go-to that
ate
people.
that gummy bear.
That chips
Yeah,
and-
you just before
Just
you
tore
know
his
it.
Head off. I was
Dude,
real
have you
emotional
guys
about it.
heard about the sugar-free gummy bears from Hasbro?
Yeah.
Like that you shit your pants off?
Oh yeah, I do know exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking
there's
about.
like this.
What?
There's like it's on Amazon. It's like Hasbro sugar-free gummy bears, and it's got like 4,000 reviews of people that eat like half the bag and just shit their brains out.
What?
And so they made it like a joke.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna find.
Yeah,
those.
you gotta get some gummies.
I'm gonna find them and give them to Sean on the podcast.
Fuck you, bro.
Yeah.
My favorite.
We got a gift for you, actually.
Oh shit! I
Oh
forgot
man,
about this.
I love me some gifts.
We have-
I got other gifts today too. Sweet.
Yeah, official
Dope.
real estate ones and then some fun ones for the cool
Fuck
people.
yeah, bro. This is gonna be awesome. Yeah, by the end of the year, I'm gonna have a farmers market tent set up because I work primarily with buyers, so like work with first-time home buyers and stuff like that, and sell oyster mushrooms and like lion's mane mushrooms, and then promote like the real estate.
Nice. How's the coffee and conversation going?
Coffee and conversation's all right. I'm kind of lazy with it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find other shit to do during the day. You know how it is.
I always find other shit.
You
to
can
do.
always find something to do, something to do, so you don't have to do what you need to do.
I got a good question. Let's take coffee and conversations to Chicago.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna set it up at?
Oh man, killer question. I can get there. I can get anywhere. Like no,
Yeah,
traffic. Like
anywhere.
traffic's
Anywhere.
not an issue.
Yeah, anywhere Chicago.
Yeah,
you just-
traffic's not an issue. I'm going to Cloudgate. It's also known as the Bean.
I know what this is.
The chrome bean.
Would you just set up right in front of it, or
I'd be underneath it. Hit me with a selfie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, the bean was I fucking worked at the restaurant that was underneath there.
He's got the gummy bear review things.
Yeah.
Let's read them.
Did they stop selling them, or?
No, man, I think
Be
people are
sure
still allowed to
buy
fucking
OxyClean,
explode their.
too. Yep. Believe the hype. I can't read those.
That's
Actually, I have to read
hilarious.
them.
They're like, so what? We're not taking them off the menu.
Yeah.
Like, you can still.
No,
just don't
fucking
buy 'em.
Be
people.
sure to also buy
Mom.
a tub of OxyClean.
Yeah, people buy them just to shit their
To
pants.
get the blood and diarrhea stains
Yeah.
out of your underwear, clothes, furniture, pets, loved ones, ceiling fans.
Man.
Don't
Believe the
buy
hype. I saw the
shit in your
partners.
pants gummy bears.
How many bags of those do you want, Sean?
I'm
Dog,
good, bro.
How many do you think you can
Oh my
get through
God.
before shitting your pants?
Oh my
I don't
god,
know,
everything
man.
previously read is true. It's all true. Don't eat
Diet-
more than 15 in a sitting unless you're trying to power wash your intestines.
He said 15 at a setting.
Bro, let's get a bag and test them.
Let's see who shits their pants through the podcast.
Let's see. It
Y'all
says
better
the
never get gummy
explosive
bears
gas
from me.
let loose and
Never.
explosive sharp. 1 mile from on my walk, and it was a long 1 mile back, and I had a mess. Fortunately for compression
I
shorts.
had a mess.
Fortunately for compression shorts, it didn't run down my legs. Now I had to hold the gas for fear of blowing my entire intestines out in my shorts. I made it home. What happened was like something out of Dante's Inferno. My butt became an upside down volcano.
Yeah, man. There's a whole sugar-free candy movement, but
I was glued to the toilet seat. Streams of fire burst in my colon. When I wasn't experiencing Satan's fury exploding from my rear, I was laying in the fetal position on the bathroom floor, sobbing and asking for forgiveness. I'm a 280-pound man. I was sobbing. When it was finally over, I couldn't move. I crawled into the floor one last time and sat motionless
seems
until my
fake.
dehydration finally required that I drink water. The other reviews are perfectly accurate. This is absolutely 100%
Tell this guy
true.
to grow
Eat 2
up.
at a time, 3 if you're brave. But for the love of God, all things us, do not eat anymore.
Dog, do you think
I
he's
don't
really?
know.
You think he's really
I think I'm
280?
gonna pass on these guys.
Wait. I got a
Let's
real
do
question.
it.
I got a real
Yeah,
question.
that's all you, bro. You can go
You-
shit yourself.
You think
I'm
this
gonna
guy's
surprise you one
280, or
day.
do you think he's projecting? You think he's like 350 or whatever?
Bro,
He's just trying to look good for the internet.
you don't have
He's
to fat shame him.
bro, he's 280. But after he took all them
280
gummy shits,
280
he's about
strong.
like 240.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I've taken some poop medicine. I take these poop pills. They're called like
You're crazy.
InnoSups, like
Sean's getting real deep tonight.
Yeah.
InnoCleanse.
Start talking
I'm
about
taking
our
them
poop.
and it like because you got a bunch. You have a
Damn
bunch
it.
of gut bio in you and shit.
Yeah, your
So,
microbiome.
Yeah.
You are what
He
you
likes-
eat.
He likes
I
to
feel
clean
better.
himself out.
Yeah, I got a.
That's why when like you
Tell us more about your regimens, Sean.
Bro, I got a lot of regimens.
Not tell us.
I take gummies every night, like a gummy salad, and it's all
That's what you
it's
call
like
it?
some fiber and some multivitamin and some vitamin C.
And you started that probably like
And it's
you've been doing that
I've
for
been
a
taking
while.
it for
yeah.
a long time, and then I
Yeah.
take in the mornings. I take like some athletic greens
athletic greens.
Yeah.
with some almond milk.
Almond milk.
And then,
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you that question earlier. Do you have any like opinions on milk? Because I have strong opinions on milk.
Yeah. What's your opinion?
vanilla
on
almond
milk?
milk's all right.
I
Well-
drink almond milk. Yeah.
Almond milk's fire.
I just know
I
that
don't
like,
see no tit on this fucking no almond though.
Yeah. No, it's fucking washed almonds.
Yeah.
It's just watered almonds.
TZ thinks you look baked.
Who?
TZ.
To S-Dog?
To Sean Dog.
Sean
Whatever,
Dog?
bro.
You look bakey pooed?
That's what
Y'all look
his buddy
baked.
TZ
We're
said.
all high.
I
Hi,
see
how
myself
are you?
on
Pass me
Instagram.
that
I do
lighter,
it
actually,
kind
by
of
the
high.
way.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks, man.
Where?
I'll work through my baby cone one day.
What's your long-term mushroom goal?
Perfect world. I
Have a
would
small island, full
small
of
island,
mushrooms.
yeah, just mushroom island.
Oh my god.
All mushrooms, all wild.
Yeah.
No, just at a farmer's market, just 3 or 4 different varieties of mushrooms and just doing my thing.
Gotcha.
Just growing mushrooms, it's fun.
If you could go anywhere in the world to study like mushrooms and stuff, like whether it's going to scavenge or go look, where would you go?
I mean, honestly, I'd probably just go to the Pacific Northwest.
Wow.
Like, I don't have a super passion for it scientifically.
Gotcha.
I don't want to do it any disjustice. The cellular stuff, like, it doesn't captivate me. But it is there and it's cool. And so I would just go to the Pacific Northwest after a good rain, and they got so much shit that you can just fucking walk around, harvest, and yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So, like, you would be more into finding mushrooms that you could eventually eat than finding like some crazy mushroom that reacts to oxygen weird or something.
Yeah, finding like a specific, rare mushroom. Nah, I just finding food. It's kind of cool,
Yeah, not
Find shit, you cut it off a tree, rip it off a tree, and wash it and cook it.
What are your other hobbies besides mushrooms?
You got 2 dogs, right?
Yeah, I got 2 dogs. They're my chore.
What kind of dogs?
I have a terrier mix and a pit mix. They're both just fucking rowdy. They're sweet, but they're rowdy, and
I bet.
they need a lot of shit. And yeah, so that's a hobby, keeping them entertained. I still love some video games at heart, man.
Really? What video games?
Right now, I've been playing some baseball with a buddy of mine. Call of Duty's fun.
What console?
Just the Xbox One.
Fuck yeah.
Sometimes I want like the new generation, and like I'll stumble upon it, but then it's like,
It's cool, but it's not that
yeah,
special.
like my TV's kind of shitty, so it's like,
Got one up here. Huh?
if you don't have like a good TV, like the next generation stuff, like it's not.
Not as appealing.
Yeah, it doesn't plug and play as well. So it's like you're still getting the same.
For sure.
Your
Right.
TV's kind of maxed out at its quality. Like it's not going to get any better.
Me and Thomas love to play Skate 3. Like, that's our secret pleasure.
Yeah,
For sure.
we used to play Tony Hawk as a kid.
Oh, I got both Tony Hawks, the 1 and 2.
I just got spoiled because like the new skateboarding games are just on a whole new level than Tony Hawk was, and I played a lot of Tony Hawk as a kid, but like Skate, Session, what's the other one?
I enjoyed Shaun White's game that they made.
Yeah.
That one was sick.
There's another one though.
What?
Session, Skate 3,
Oh, fuck. Skater XL.
Skater XL. Yeah,
Skater
one,
XL
that's
is really
the cool one.
It's
I like.
What's
unfinished,
y'all's
though.
favorite?
Skate 3. It's the most functional.
Because you can get off your board. There's like a whole.
Oh, it's like open
world.
play kind of.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's pretty dope.
And like you can play online.
Shaun White was really sick, though. That one had some fire.
Yeah,
fire
Tony Hawk,
maps.
we had like certain routines that we just like combined fucking
Yeah.
tricks with, and like you'd
Fuck
score
yeah.
like 300,000, 400,000. It'd be like obnoxious.
The wall plants and
Yeah,
stuff. with
you'd start
grinds back and
grind, you
forth.
jump off, grind, jump off,
Oh,
times
yeah.
2, times 4,
Sometimes
times
you gotta
6.
do it to get the fucking
Yeah.
achievement, man.
Right, we just
Fuck.
sit there, fucking listen to Creed all day and just play Tony Hawk just to
Oh
age
my God.
myself.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did you smoke weed as a kid?
No, I didn't, man. I always drank.
Try.
Yeah, I didn't start
a
smoking weed.
turnaround.
Start smoking weed till I quit drinking.
Wow. So what was that like for you as
You're
a
a big
kid?
old
Like,
drinker?
you would drink when there be obviously probably be kids that smoke weed around you. Like,
Yeah, but not really. Like we the group we hung out with, everyone just pretty much drank, and weed was kind of like for burnouts.
So weed was never appealing to your group.
No, it was, you know, it was like
Drink beer.
yeah,
Fuck
you know,
those
and like,
burnouts.
yeah, and if someone,
look at them dumb potheads.
yeah, and if someone,
Stupid stoners.
if someone smoked pot, it'd be
Someone
like,
throw me a football.
man, he fucking smoked pot, like no, we just all drank. We all drank a lot.
Gotcha.
Some more than others.
Nah, for sure. And so, like, the weed wasn't appealing to your group at all. That's
No.
crazy.
Yeah, no, we never.
When did you start drinking?
When I was probably 15.
Wow.
I think like you steal like little sips from parents' cabinets and shit like that, and start dabbling in it.
Almost his mom's cabinet. That's
Yeah.
the one we would hit.
I was gonna say they're doing it. You kids are doing it even younger now. But no, we were doing that when we were like 15.
That's a pretty normal age.
Yeah,
I feel like.
putting fucking vodka in the water bottle and stuff like that, and just taking little sips out of it
Fuck
and
yeah.
getting all fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I started drinking heavier when I was 18, and just shit just progresses. And then I quit drinking when I was 31, 32,
Wow.
2016.
Wow.
So,
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats on that.
Thanks.
hell yeah.
And then I started smoking pot because you got to replace it with something.
So, wow. So, 2016 was the first time you ever tried pot.
It wasn't the first time I ever tried it. Like I'd gotten high here and there, but no, like it didn't. If I did smoke pot while I was drinking, like I'd get sick or like I just wouldn't feel good.
up.
Like you like spinning and shit like that. And
So,
it just
when was that? When did you first try pot? After the whole conception that you had as a kid of like, man, those
My
guys are burnout.
yeah. No, my first time I think I did try it when I
Look
was
at
like
these losers.
I was
Look
like
at these dudes.
I was
Look at
15
these dudes. I'm good.
I was like
I don't need
15
no-
or so.
I hit it.
No, I'm
Bruh.
good.
Look at this dude.
Wow. Yeah. So, when was the first time you tried it? After?
Yeah, it was like a little metal pipe, and so it was super fucking hot and shitty weed and
Is this supposed to hurt this bad?
yeah, it burned a lot. I coughed.
Super unenjoyable experience. it
Yeah,
sounds like.
yeah, because I really didn't even get high either. I was just so
Like, that hurt.
There's a
yeah,
hole in here, bro.
yeah. So that had no appeal to it.
For sure.
And so I just drank for a while.
Yeah. And
And
then
then once I quit drinking, it was just like
you said that you would try smoking when you would drink, though, and you wouldn't like it.
a few times, not often. One of the few times I was a quick learner.
Getting crossfaded or whatever.
Yeah, just getting all fucked up and just being like, I don't want to feel that.
Hey, JP, you want to come in here? See if JP
So
wants to
there's
ask
this
some
meme
questions.
that's kind of going
switch
around
out,
right
yeah.
now that says
You'll switch
clean,
out?
that says clean your house before taking any psychedelics. Do you think? I don't know. There we go. There's this meme that's going around right now that says clean your house before taking any psychedelics. I was just curious on your thoughts about that.
I don't know. You might want to clean your house. I don't know. Some people might be busybodies, and that might be what you're stuck doing. It's cleaning the house, but
What are your mushroom no-nos? Like, if you had to, like, give 3 don'ts to do on mushrooms.
don't be like mad about anything.
Okay.
Don't go with the bad energy, I guess.
Yeah, it's all an experience. Don't put it on pizza.
Okay.
Take it in a clean manner to where it's easily digestible, and don't not listen. Like there's always a message there. It's just whether you're drowning it out with something else. Just enjoy the experience and see where it leads you.
Gotcha. So, I guess I have like kind of a question about what the psilocybin does to you that makes you feel the way you feel. Do you know anything about that?
Not really. I know, like, I don't even know, but I believe it's supposed to, like, replicate serotonin in your body. That's how your body's supposed to perceive it.
Wow.
And that's kind of why it's, like, a very euphoric drug.
Huh.
But I don't even know if that's actually true or if it's just
I
some
could just
shit.
imagine the
Just-
first
just
people
some shit I
trying
read.
those mushrooms,
Yeah.
trying mushrooms, like seeing stuff. They're like,
Back in the early days.
So back in the day, did you ever like experience with other things like DMT or like ayahuasca? Or,
Hey, my bad.
I've done DMT. It's interesting. It's intense. It's quick.
Yeah. What was your experience like?
It was like a very quick and intense mushroom trip. You know, very visually like kaleidoscopy and just kind of. You know, you're just kind of very very high.
You can take my spot for a minute.
And yeah.
He's gonna take it for a second.
I've always wanted to like do DMT, but like
Oh yeah.
everybody that I've talked to about it's either on one side of the fence or the other side. Like you can't get a straight answer from anybody.
You just got to have an experience.
Crazy. DMT sounds wild.
Man,
Y'all tried that?
I mean, it's 10 minutes, right? Like, you know, what do you got to lose?
Oh, you're good.
You've tried that?
no.
Oh,
I've always wanted to
Me
though,
neither.
but like
Hell no.
some people say it's 15 seconds, some people say it's 15
I heard it's-
minutes. Like,
15
I heard
minutes
I heard
is
it's,
what
it's-
I heard
it's-
it's 30.
It's like 8 minutes for me.
8
yeah,
minutes.
see,
Wow. Did you ever time it, or did you just?
Just, I mean, it's so quick, you know, like the way I take it is, you know, it's in an oil and you just pull it off a vape cartridge and
That's crazy.
3 pulls and, you know, by the third it's kicking in and, you know,
Wow.
you look at your phone and it's, you know, 3:33 and
What?
you kind of peel back up and it's, you know, 3:41.
What is the feeling like when you're going into that state with DMT? Like you say, it's 3 pulls. So
Yeah, it's very-
explain
it's-
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's very rapid. You know, it's just, you know, regular, you know, just like vape cartridge pen. And you just take just 3 big pulls, and it kind of tastes a little bit like mothballs. And it's not bad, but you know, it's fucking no worse than mushrooms. I can guarantee you
Oh, the
that.
mushrooms is
Man,
bad,
they taste so bad. But yeah, and then, you know, by the third pull, you're feeling like, you know, weightlessness and like your eyes getting heavy. And for me, it's, you know, I literally wear a blindfold and put some good music on and just kind of let it go, let it take me down the journey that it's gonna go.
What does the blindfold do for you?
It just helps you keep your eyes closed and it just keeps it dark. You know, just so you're kind of like, you know, just kind of, you know, cover senses that, you know, you don't want too much sensory. You want to kind of
Gotcha.
tap into your inner mind. So
I was gonna say.
Where do you usually go?
what's that?
I heard people like they said they like go to like another
dimension.
Another dimension,
world.
another realm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man, you don't know where you go. You
You
definitely
don't know,
go.
man.
You just, you know, you've been there. You know.
That's I don't know,
So-
bro. I don't think I could. You do? Would you do it? You wanna do it?
You like to listen or have headphones, like I've noticed.
Yeah.
For after, I assume, or not during, like.
No, you put on like, you know, there's like energy music and stuff like that, like the
Okay.
little, you know.
So you're listening to stuff during.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
kind of.
crazy.
It can kind of contour like what your experience is,
Wow.
in my opinion.
I
What-
have been told that the music can actually change the DMT experience.
Yeah, you can listen to certain things and have different experiences.
Yeah, that's
It's-
crazy.
That
Yes.
is trippy.
Imagine like having
Trippy, man.
5 different things going to 5 different universes.
It's a cool drug. It's something that everyone should experience. You know.
Oh no!
Have you ever like, man?
You got 8 minutes.
Hell no!
Shit. It's like
Before this podcast is even over, we'll have you back. We'll
let me
get
roll
you a
up.
couple times out there and
Did
have
you
you back.
imagine 2 Rod gets 2 gone?
I've actually heard of
Yeah, he's
people
stuck out
mixing
there.
it.
Oh no.
I've actually heard of people mixing it with like MDMA or ketamine as like a therapeutic response.
Oh, really?
I guess, in order to, I guess, drag it out. Or
Are you supposed to mix it though? Do you mix it?
I mean, I've heard people in the past.
I mean,
like,
I'm sure you can.
putting
But
DMT on weed bowls and hitting it.
yeah, and just having a quick little out of body.
So
yeah,
going
'cause I
back
mean,
to
it's so
shrooms-
short. Like
So
it's
crazy.
it's literally
That
like
8
you
minutes.
you just kind of roll back and
Yeah.
you fucking have this experience and you come back and yeah, you're back to washing dishes or doing
definitely
whatever
has
you
a
were
crazy
doing.
experience.
Now back to the movie. Where was I?
Yeah, exactly. Right. You just press pause.
So we tapped into the ketamine a little bit.
Yeah.
What are like the major differences for you between mushrooms, ketamine, like DMT? You've seemed to try several different things.
Yeah, I've done a few. I would say the mushrooms are more more nature focused in a way. You know, like they're more natural and more of a just kind of general authentic feeling. Whereas ketamine and DMT are more powerful, more you, whether or not you want to let go of control, they're taking it. Like you're not choosing on it. Like you're getting pulled out of your body and you're going to see some shit. So, all three are great. All three are great to try, in safe settings. Ketamine, definitely doing like a clinical, there's plenty of clinics out there that will administer it safely. But it's definitely a great experience.
They harvest DMT from like trees or something, right? Like what
I think
it's
like the acacia wood bark. Yeah,
The acacia wood bark
I
or
believe
something,
that's what it is. There's like a whole process to it.
That's crazy.
Once again, the internet will teach you anything.
But I guess this is
read
something
about
that
it,
the
but
world has like naturally made over time.
Yeah.
It's not something that like
no,
the
it's just another chemical in nature.
That's one of the
just as
most
psilocybin is.
fascinating things. Like all of this is to me is like
mushrooms.
the naturalness of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's gonna go on whether we're here or not.
Like
you
you,
know what I
wouldn't
mean?
think, like something with a big word like psilocybin that like you've never heard before. Like that sounds unnatural almost. You know what I'm saying? But
Well, coming from a tree bark or whatever it is, that
But-
sounds just.
It's crazy
You know
that
what I'm
something
saying?
like
Right.
this was
Natural.
put like on the earth or whatever, and it expands your mind. Like it takes you to these different places.
The
But,
weed
like,
be letting you
the,
know.
the world produces it in its own way. Like you said, cow shit was like magic mushrooms, like the acacia tree bark, DMT. Like it's so weird that it does that. It's wild.
It's just self-sustaining.
There's like cactus, like the San Pedro or something.
Yeah, you get peyote and stuff
Yeah,
like
peyote and stuff like
well,
that.
I
that.
think it's
I've never
about
dabbled in that world, but
Me
I've,
either.
I've,
Fuck no.
I've heard good experiences from it. To each their own.
Shit, you could go on like an ayahuasca like journey or whatever.
I saw that on TV one time. I was like, whoa.
I would still like the experience.
I would
You
too.
know, it's,
I
it's,
think-
it's a whole thing. It's not
A
it's-
ritual.
Yeah,
it's like
it's not just you're not just going there and just drinking some tea and
They
tripping.
take that shit
it's-
serious.
Yeah, you're really getting in touch with yourself, and there's people that need it, and there's people that seek it, and there's people that it finds, and
Have you ever done like I don't know if they're like what do they call like a sweat thing where you I don't know, it's like a teepee and it's got like
Is
a
it where
fire.
they drink that slime
I don't know. It's like a teepee with like a fire in the middle with an open top.
and you sweat it out?
And you
Are
sweat
you
that
talking
in.
about ayahuasca?
I
I
don't
think that's
know
what
if
the
it's
ayahuasca tea. Yeah,
Is that
bro.
what
I
they
heard
do
about
with
that
ayahuasca
shit.
and then just sweat that shit out?
Bro,
Oh, it's
I've
a whole
heard-
ceremony.
really.
Yeah.
They have a shaman. I mean, like,
I don't know about the sweating part. I know about the purging part where you throw up for like X amount of hours or something
God
like that, and then you have like a
Fuck
come
that.
to Jesus moment.
Holy fucking
yeah.
shit.
I'm good on
That's
that.
crazy.
There's documentaries about ayahuasca. And it's
Yeah.
not, like, but everybody says like afterwards, like if you truly embrace the experience and like saw it for what it was and weren't just like sitting there like ignoring it, and actually gain something from the experience, it can be life changing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like these, there's definitely different ways of looking at life and different ways of looking at things, and there's drugs out there that can show you that and get you more in alignment with what you're looking for. And I think ayahuasca is just one of the many psychedelics that is here to provide that.
I have a friend that used to travel to go do that toad poison shit.
Shit,
What's that frog called?
Yeah,
What the
you gotta look that up.
fuck?
Yeah, bro.
Hit us with that frog that makes
Yeah.
you trip.
Yeah. So like you get punctured, he'd go get punctured on his back, a certain part of your back, and then it
Man,
makes you.
I feel like it's just called the psychedelic toad or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I don't think it has
It's
like a
got
real
a-
name.
Has psychedelics ever told you something that like, or have you ever gone like and done psychedelics and it have something like bring up something very controversial for you that
Can you start
like,
that over one more time, please?
Okay, like with psychedelics, has that ever brought something up very controversial for you and yourself that took you a long time after your trip to get over, or is you able to let it go very easily after?
I would say like nothing that like really like resonates with me. I mean, I definitely every experience there's a lot to learn, and you should be learning from what the journey shows you and what you need to work on. We're always forever changing, so I feel like whenever I eat mushrooms, it's just always something new that's spotlighted that you need to just work on as a human. And that's what I feel like the power of psychedelics is like they show you that like, hey, nobody's perfect. Nobody should strive to be perfect. Just strive to be better. And if you use psychedelics for what they offer, you know, you can see some things that need some work.
Wow.
Could I put mushrooms in my blunt?
No.
No.
I mean,
No,
you can.
Yeah, you
It's not
can.
gonna do much for you.
Yeah, it's not gonna do much for you.
No.
You can't smoke them.
They have
You gotta-
a.
you gotta-
I always wanted to ask that.
Yeah, no, you got to ingest them.
Oh.
It'd be nice if you just grind them up, right? Just pack them in.
I probably would be like, put a little bit of
That
shrooms in there.
JP
The best thing to do is
JP would
grind
do
them up and
mushrooms
put them
in.
in capsules.
Yeah, because you said you've never done them, right?
No.
Yeah, maybe start with just by trying a little bit, and
What about like you said, put them like in a
microdosing.
capsule,
Yeah, capsule them.
like grind it up really, 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 really good, and just put like a capsule.
Yeah, you just get like a little
I'll be
coffee
like, what's up,
grinder.
y'all?
I'm 4 capsules deep.
Fuck, y'all want me to go 5? I'll
Like
fucking
the
go
TikTok
5.
trend. Hi, I'm JP and I'm 1 capsule deep. Hi, I'm JP and I'm 2 capsules deep.
So do you like to read?
Hi, I'm JP.
I like to read what I like to read.
What do you like to read?
Just kind of stuff I'm trying to figure out. I don't have like I'm not like a I'm not a book reader. Like I'm not reading
Me
any
either.
non-fictions or fictions or
Me either.
anything like that. I if I need to learn something, I'll read what's required for it. But I'm
Good
not
old
gonna,
Google.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah,
Google
bro.
pops up, I'll read that article, and that's what's true, and fuck everything else, and you're all wrong.
For real.
Talk about how like you utilize things like Google when growing mushrooms.
That's how I learned, man. I learned just Googling. I first learned from being interrupted with like an ad pop up where it said you could grow mushrooms, and like I didn't even know you could grow them, and so I just Googled that, and it just gave you step-by-step instructions, and rest is history.
What was that trial process like for you? How many fuck ups did you have?
Thankfully, none.
Wow.
My first few times I skated through contamination free,
Wow.
and so that's when I kind of started learning like what you could get away with, as
Gotcha.
far as cleanliness and sterilization and stuff. But I've grown so much of the wrong mold, like
Gotcha.
plenty of fuck ups. Fuck up every week still, growing gourmets and stuff like that. Like I still grow, contaminated molds and stuff. So it's
Gotcha.
shit happens.
Yeah. What's it like? Like you say, you like to reproduce some mushrooms you find in a petri dish or whatever. What's that like? What's that process like?
It's just the process in itself is you just I use a flow hood to work in front of. It blows sterile air, and then you just heat up a knife or a hot knife, red hot knife, and just take like a biopsy of the mushroom, put it on a piece of agar, and it just eats the plate.
That's crazy. That's wild. What's the craziest mushroom you've ever seen, personally?
Craziest mushroom I've ever seen
Yeah,
was
Or tried.
Goodness gracious.
yeah. Nothing really that I've tried besides what I've been able to cultivate. So, I mean, definitely grocery store mushrooms, just getting like salad topper mushrooms or shiitakes or something. But like as far as like exotic mushrooms, nothing. I've never tried anything that I didn't grow. But the craziest mushrooms I've seen, where I saw some mushrooms down here in Texas that like just died out in the sun. Like they looked like charcoal, and they kind of felt like it. And it was just the first time I'd ever seen them in such like a state of disrepair.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So if I were to see a random mushroom like in a pond, don't eat it. Like at a pond growing.
I mean, you can eat any mushroom once.
I've seen, I've seen like, what I'm saying? I've seen like I go fishing sometimes. I've seen something like on the side. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
I mean, if they look tasty,
They looked pretty tricky. Like they looked like good size. Like
That's crazy.
there was one big one and a bunch of little bitty ones. I'm like,
He
to
don't
see,
even eat onions. He's not finna eat no damn mushrooms. I'll
I
tell you.
told you I eat mushrooms as my steak. You're like, wait, what?
Oh my god.
yeah, to see if they're psychedelic, you pinch the stem, and if the stem turns blue,
So
there's that's like the psilocin oxidizing.
It's,
What?
So it's a psychedelic mushroom.
That's badass.
wow.
Fact check me on that. I could be wrong, but I believe
JP.
this. I believe that's the rule of thumb.
Wait, did I say a little bit of blue in there?
JP's gonna be hitting us up while he's fishing.
Yeah.
You think
Just
this
pinching
one?
these-
You think this one's
pinching
safe?
those stems?
Y'all see this? It's good old blue. Let me try it.
Brad said this was okay.
Yeah. Just blame it on me.
Y'all heard him. Y'all heard him on there.
Everyone
also heard him
eat
say
your
you
mushrooms
can-
with safe intentions.
Yeah. See?
You do anything like fishing, anything like that?
No, I don't eat animals, so I don't
Yeah.
fish them either.
But before, did you?
No, fishing never appealed to me, and I never liked seafood either. Like I just,
Gotcha.
it was never the water was never a way of life for me.
That's really cool.
But if you live, more coastlines, I went to Louisiana and just saw people out there crabbing.
Yeah,
It was like so strange to see, like just a totally different way of life.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
it's Saturday morning, they're just sitting out there and they got these baskets and they're just hanging out and just waiting. Just gonna get some. I'm just like, man.
So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? Like if anywhere in the world you could choose.
I don't know. That's a tough question. I would live. I don't know.
That is a tough
That-
ass
that's-
question.
that's a
I
tough
feel
ask.
like it's
You know
tough
what?
for
Give-
him because you're not a tropical guy.
Yeah, give me till the end of the podcast, and I'll have a sound answer for you.
Have you
Okay.
traveled anywhere?
No, see, I'm not much of a traveler. Like it
Gotcha,
doesn't,
gotcha.
no disrespect to travelers or anything, and I get it. Like you see beautiful things in the world, and you see cultures and this and that, and that's all great. I don't seek it. So no, like
So-
I'm cool in Austin.
Are you like? Do you like the the Austin like Texas culture, or do you like the Chicago culture more?
I mean, they're both,
Yeah.
they're both one and the same at the end of the day. Like,
Are they very similar?
yeah, people are people. You find them anywhere you go. Like, if you carry shitty energy, you're always going to find shitty people, right? You carry good energy, you're going to find good people. You always attract, what you're looking for. And so, I found people to be just the same. And especially Austin, nobody's from here. So it's like,
Right.
we're all.
Wow.
Are you from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, me-
Zach
me
is.
too,
I
yeah.
think
What
a lot
the-
of
it's
us.
fucking two of you in the same
All
room?
three
Yeah,
of
for
us.
sure.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Born and raised.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Well, you're like the last 7 left.
For real.
But yeah, where are you from, JP?
I'm from Lubbock.
Love it. How far is that?
Like
4.
7 hours.
7, a good 7
7?
hours.
Yes,
If you
yes,
stop
you're
and
not-
eat, and I'm gonna stop and eat. So yeah, about
Like
7.
Stop at a Buc-ee's.
It's West
Everywhere
Texas.
now.
It's up north
Okay.
by Oklahoma, kind of, sorta.
Okay.
Yeah,
West Texas.
West Texas,
West Texas.
Amarillo, Plainview area.
When did you come to Austin?
Back and forth, man. Honestly, but I've been here for a good like 5 years solid now.
Right.
Yeah.
So you not growing up in Texas, like you just coming here 2017. If you had to tell someone to go somewhere here in Austin or like Texas, where would you tell them? Like,
Like for-
you're coming to Texas, you have to go where?
Like for what? Like for food or for an experience? Or
For an experience.
for an experience?
Both.
Both.
And then we'll do food, yeah.
Okay. For an experience, I would say, it depends on what you're looking for. Like, my life's a lot different than a lot of people's. I'm a little more old fashioned, but like I like to go see comedy. So like Cap City's always got a good weekend comedy show.
That's a cool
Yeah.
one. I think comedy is like pretty universal. Like,
Yeah, everybody loves to laugh.
Yeah.
Like laughter is the key of happiness.
and you don't go to a comedy show not expecting it to like it could go several different ways. Like it could go raunchy, it could go super funny. Like if you're going to a comedy club, you just have to accept that there's going to be all different types of comedy there.
Yeah.
What about food wise?
Food wise, I would say if you're looking for a restaurant, I don't want to plug this place because I don't care for the owner anymore. But Roaring Fork has got really good food. If you're going for like a good, a good fairly priced meal, something that's nice, but it's not gonna like destroy your wallet or nothing.
What's the Roaring Fork got?
They got good cuts of steak. They do just good sides. It's just a well established menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tasty.
What's your go-to side? Like
My
with a
go-to
steak?
side?
With a steak.
I don't eat steaks anymore. Back in the day, mac and cheese, man.
I was about to say mac and cheese goes with that all day.
Yeah.
He doesn't do cheese anymore
No.
either. He just had the noodle.
Yeah, just noodle.
Only the mac, no cheese.
I'll eat noodles, but
Nah.
I'll eat some tofu.
So if you could have a
Tofu
cheat
noodles.
day and like nobody found out,
Oh shit.
you didn't get sick the
if
next
I didn't
day.
feel fucking terrible the next day,
Yeah.
it'd be a pizza, man. Pizza.
He's missing
That's
that
everything
pizza.
all in one.
Dude,
Meat, cheese.
I've said it. Pizza until I
Yeah,
die. I wasn't
that's
fucking
crazy.
around. I will. That's the one consistent meal like I wouldn't even think twice about. Like if
Hell yeah, pizza's a shit.
pizza's the shit.
I can
Yeah.
eat
Like
every
who
day.
doesn't like pizza?
Oh, dude. I was never like a
Thomas,
big-
do you not like pizza? You
So-
don't look
No,
sold.
I love pizza. Okay, I was just thinking like
I'm indifferent, so I like pizza, but I'm not super big on heavy tomato sauce.
Oh
pizza.
man, I love
So when you order it, tell them
Uh,
light on the sauce.
Yeah, so
but
that's
the sauce
what
is
I'm
the
saying.
boss.
sauce is the boss.
It
of
depends
pizza.
from
Oh,
what
yeah.
kind of
Can you
sauce
get
it's
I'm
sauce
not
in
from.
the
picky though.
sauce?
I'm not picky though. I'll
Yeah.
eat a good pizza though.
Yeah. Austin doesn't have many good choices.
Yeah,
Home
there's this place we
slice.
go to, Aviators, that has some pretty interesting
Panzos.
stuff.
But
Yeah.
they're not
But it's
here.
delicious. It's
Home
pretty
slice.
good.
Eastside Pies wasn't bad either.
Yeah, for
Eastside
sure.
Pies, I feel like was the best pizza place, like quality wise. I feel like other places like Home Slice and like there was that metal pizza place on 6th Street for a while. I don't know if they're still there, but their pizza was pretty good, but it was overhyped because it was like a
Via
metal
313.
establishment. Huh?
Via 313.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
313.
It's I think it's Michigan style, Detroit style or something.
Oh.
It's really good.
What's
Oh,
your
yeah.
favorite style of pizza, or what was your favorite style?
New York style.
New York style.
Well, yeah, New York cut into squares.
Gotcha.
Let me
Like
get
you
that
said, in the
deep dish.
middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
get
deep
them-
dish
get them
though.
inners. Nah, it's too much crust, man. It's
Yeah.
all,
I
it's,
love
it's
crust.
all filler.
I love
That's where I'm at.
Give
I
me all the
love crust.
cheese.
Oh man, it's got it's got everything you can't have.
Marco's pizza is the best pizza out right now.
Marcos.
I fuck with Marco's. Marco's is good.
I never really had
Me
Marco's.
either, I don't
What?
think.
You ever had Papa Murphy's?
Hey, you have? That's the pizza I bring.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I'd be fucking with it. I ain't never had it fresh though.
JP,
Yeah, huh.
you ever got Papa Murphy's to go
No.
to your house?
No.
Oh, that shit smack.
It's
bro.
good?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Slapbox isn't bad.
I just
actually
had
Slapbox the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Papa John's last night. Papa John's kind of lost it. Ain't that great no more.
What was what's the other one that's out here? Double Days.
Double Dave's ain't bad.
I like the stuff like bread rolls.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Pizza
yeah.
rolls or whatever.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
are
for
fire.
Nah.
That
Double
was
Dave.
like as a kid we would get Double Days if we did good at baseball.
You want vegan
Shit,
pizza?
yeah.
Big and Lil Nona's is super tasty.
I was gonna ask, do you get like a vegan pizza?
Yeah, I still eat shitty food. You know,
Favorite vegan like thing that you could whip up.
that I can whip up.
Yeah.
Man, I'm simple. I just do like beans, rice, tofu, curry, or slap it on a tortilla with some hummus and eat it like a taco. Yeah,
What
I'm
kind
just,
of, you a spicy kind of guy? Like
no,
spice?
it's just HEB shit. Like I think it's called Rogan Josh or something like that. And it's
So not spicy. You don't like
Nah.
spicy stuff.
nah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I used to, and it's good, but it's like if my mouth is burning and I got to take a break from eating, like I'm not enjoying myself.
for sure.
You know,
I don't really get that from spicy food. Like I can sit there and eat it and eat it. And
Yeah,
eat
you
it.
just
It's when
power
you
through.
stop, bro. It's when it kicks in.
it's
man.
when it starts to ruminate.
Like
Would
hot
you say
Cheetos-
you have a pretty consistent diet? Like it consists of the same things mostly.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty standard.
Yeah, for sure.
Get like a bowl and just mix everything up, bro. Like 2 bowls and just.
Kind of just I do it in frying pans and
You
then
ever get
and then
burnt
I,
out?
Right.
and then I cook a bunch and I just siphon it off into to go dishes and
Hell
just heat 'em
yeah.
up and
You ever get burnt out of that type of
Nah,
stuff?
man.
No, you think you could eat it for another 10, 15 years?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
yeah, I mean it's
No, it's cool. Like
Essentially,
it's definitely-
food's fuel.
It's different because
yeah, it's just a different way of looking at it. It tastes good. It's kind of like whatever you eat, like you develop that taste for. Like broccoli and hummus taste good to me, versus those veggie sticks were good.
Yeah.
But it's like I'd choose the broccoli and hummus over the veggie stick.
for
Just
sure.
because like that's what I crave more.
Hummus smacks.
I love hummus.
Love hummus.
Hummus is good.
I'm not a big
Have you ever
tofu
made
guy, but
homemade hummus?
Yeah.
I haven't, man. I'm fucking lazy.
Ah.
That's why I eat so simple. Like I don't like all this shit I get's like in cans and stuff, and I just add it to the fucking pot and
Gotcha.
just do
If
like
it works for you, it works for you.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
If it's Like I said, throw it in the frying pan.
Simple.
Make it look like it's cooked. Like,
Right.
voila.
Voila.
What's up, Casey? What did she say? If the moon was made of pizza, would you eat it? Yes, ma'am, I would.
yeah.
As long as it wasn't, what did you say? The pan pizza?
As long as one's a deep dish.
Deep dish, yeah. I hate deep dish too.
No, the moon's flat like the earth.
Oh shit.
Here we go.
Really?
No, no.
Ah,
think
fuck.
it is.
He's like, he's a pretty smart guy.
No.
I'm gonna listen to him.
Yeah.
No,
for
so
real, I was
honestly, like I've always heard about flat earthers, and I've never met one. So I thought
Me
it was
either.
always. So I thought it was always kind of bullshit. Like
Yeah.
someone's fucking with me, and I met one,
Wow.
and they're as fucking dumb as you think they are.
What what was the experience like?
It was an internet exchange, and I kind of shortened it quickly just to kind of like, I just kind of stopped talking to him. But like, no, he gave me his reasoning about, the fisheye and, a ship sailing off. And, I just kind of told him like, the Earth's not flat.
Oh man.
And,
Some of it is.
Fuck that JP.
Technically, none of it is.
well,
table flat?
nothing's truly flat.
Oh no, man, pancake's pretty flat.
Pancake's pretty flat.
Oh man.
Not the fluffy ones.
Yeah. Can you make?
Those are spheres.
Can you make stuff that's vegan? Like that's like.
Yeah,
Or pancakes vegan?
pancakes are vegan.
Fuck yeah.
It's just flour, water.
Fuck yeah. You can make pancakes.
I
and
eat
shit.
pancakes for life.
Man,
but
maybe we go vegan.
I always got confused with the whole vegetarian vegan thing, but I think now I understand it best. So
I think
vegan's
you-
just like don't eat nothing that's a
If it's from an animal, you
Yeah.
don't consume it. That's all it is.
blueberry pancakes?
You can do blueberry pancakes.
Boy, see?
Some 100% maple syrup.
boysenberry.
Boysenberry, huckleberry, raspberry, whatever berry you want. Shrimp. No gumbo. But no, it's there's a lot of shit to eat. But you feel better.
There's nothing in your diet that like comes close to cheating.
No, because I mean, you don't eat it.
Right.
What's up?
I guess like eating out is when you come close. 'Cause it's
Right.
like, is it?
Yeah.
Or did they?
What is like wanting to cheat on like your diet and stuff like that?
Well, I don't.
Does it feel weird like at a restaurant? Like
Oh no, it doesn't. I don't get like cravings or urges or anything like that. It's just kind of like
that's cool as fuck. I bet like for some people it's kind of different. Like,
Yeah, eating's a very emotional thing for a lot of people, and so if you have bad eating habits, like you just kind of always go towards them, and then you just follow that pattern. So yeah, if you go to a restaurant, like it'd be hard for a lot of people, but
Are you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or just lunch and dinner?
just like lunch,
Yeah,
dinner.
that's kind of how I am. Lunch and dinner ish.
Yeah, I eat between like 1 and 9.
I've never been a breakfast guy.
Nah.
Nah. What about y'all?
This depends.
Come on,
Depends if
JP,
they're
I know
blueberry
you-
pancakes.
Shit, I know JP will fuck up some breakfast.
JP's getting them blueberry pancakes.
It just depends though, like how much I smoke in the morning. Like
Yeah.
if I get up and smoke in the morning, then I'm gonna go get me some breakfast.
Yeah, you want to get some pancakes?
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't smoke, when you eating?
Probably not till lunchtime.
Until lunchtime.
Yeah.
What about you,
Usually.
Thomas?
I'm the same. Like that's one of the reasons why I smoke is because I have appetite issues in the morning. But like, I don't know, if I don't smoke in the morning, I probably don't get like super hungry till like lunch. Till like my stomach's like rumbling. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll fucking eat.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
that's
crazy.
usually how that's like a routine. Smoke then eat.
I feel like I have a shitty diet, so my calorie intake's high. So like, I feel like eating less is how I balance it.
Yeah.
I know it's probably shitty for you, but like whatever works for your mind. You know what I mean?
True. I need to start eating more fruit.
More fruit for sure.
No one ever died from
Slightly
eating more fruit.
Yo ass need to drink more water.
I know. Give me that water. Whose is that? Is that yours?
You want this one?
Hell yeah.
Have a hydrating contest.
You're actually right.
Oh, God
You really, really are.
I need to do that too. I be drinking a lot of soda and tea and stuff. But
Yeah, you drink that shit?
yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
I drink a soda before bed.
You
Like,
do?
just, like
You
I
just-
put it
you
next
just
to
drink
me.
some
I can
soda?
do that.
You're just
Oh,
constant
man.
water.
No, we're
Yeah,
terrible.
I haven't had a soda since like the fucking
Juices?
Reagan administration. Like it's been a minute.
Juices, anything like that? Wow.
So
Just
you've,
water.
like-
straight
Yeah, just water, or coffee.
Have
Are
you ever like had
particular
an
about
energy drink?
what water you drink or any
No,
water?
I just drink tap water.
I like
Gotcha.
Niagara.
Like
Shout
I
out
was
to
gonna
Niagara.
refill these in the sink, but then I was warned not to.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Not
I
this
would
tap
have warned
water.
you not to. It's just like
You may find a tadpole up in there.
Yeah.
Shit, it just get cloudy sometimes.
Red rock water is really like full of what do they call it? Some sort of mineral, calcium or whatever.
Yeah.
So like,
I guess I didn't notice it as a kid, but like, I don't know. When I've been an adult, there'll be like months where they're like boil all your water and shit.
Yeah.
It's
And
like that all
I
the
guess I just
time.
didn't notice it when we were kids that was happening, but maybe the water was
no,
better.
it wasn't a
It
thing
wasn't
till
a thing back
recently.
then?
Recently,
I don't know.
we weren't outrageously
I
overpopulated.
don't think we ever had an issue back home about boiling water. Water's good back home. They get Lake Michigan water.
Fuck yeah.
It's like a freshwater ocean.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the Great Lakes are massive.
Fuck yeah.
I always want to go.
Oh yeah, Casey, I gotta have a soda in the morning for sure, like a Dr Pepper. Like I gotta have that.
Goodness.
That's like my coffee. But if I don't have any
Really?
type of soda in the morning,
Really?
Yeah,
fuck it.
Red Bull
yeah,
all
bro.
day.
I have
Red
to.
Bull.
Soda gets you going.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you don't drink coffee?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
I
coffee.
guess we all have our poison, you know.
I definitely
I
think
mean-
coffee's good, but I always reach for Red Bull.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
Red
season
Bull over
thing.
coffee.
I think it.
that's bad for you. Red
everything
Bull's
in
bad for
moderation.
you.
Says the guy drinks a soda in the morning. He's talking about Red Bull.
Sodas ain't that bad for you.
Oh man.
Fuck that. I used to drink like 4 or 5 C4s a day when I was like
Holy
driving a
Jesus
box truck, like
Christ.
delivering
Heart
stuff.
Heart palpitations.
I already got heart problems.
Yeah.
Start
Yeah.
me back up.
Fucking C4.
Open up a C4.
I'm good. I remember being a kid, like the Monster literally labels it BFC, big fucking can, and like
the
we used to
twist
get
up,
those
yeah.
and go to the skate park and like, no, dude, they were bigger than 40s. The fat can, bro.
Yeah.
That. That's
Fucking
bad.
wild.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're drinking.
Yeah.
I think America's a little outrageous. Like I've seen
That's
documentaries
crazy.
and stuff about like soda in other countries, and like, no, most places only offer like one serving size in a beverage. Like, only in America can you get a large and an extra large and a Buc-ee's
Bro.
fucking cup that's this big that you can refill.
You ever got a large at Jack in the Box?
Bro, them
Buc-ee's,
hoes take
man.
up both cup holders.
For real.
Whataburger, same
No,
way.
no. KFC's the worst about it because KFC will give you a fucking bag of the soda.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
you can pull off when you get home in some
Yeah,
cups.
fuck yeah.
Oh my god.
They used to give you jugs of tea. Now it's a bag,
It's
dude.
a
It's
fucking straight up bag.
ridiculous. It's got a cap, a plastic
It's
cap
like,
on the top, though.
like a plastic
Yeah.
liquid
Yeah.
carrying bag.
Oh,
Like those wine bags, the wine in a box. It's
Yeah.
kinda
the
like
fucking
that.
7-Eleven mugs, they keep getting bigger and bigger each year, bro.
For real.
Oh, buy you this mug for $27.99 and free refills for life.
God damn.
Fucking
I mean,
mug.
I don't want to get all into all that.
Do
but
you have a
Vegas
place
like that
that's
big.
like geared towards like vegan or like healthy options that you like to go to out here?
There's like a lot of food trucks are kind of like that in certain spots. There's a couple spots up here, up in Northwest Austin, Vegan Time, and the other one I think is called. It's kind of shitty, like guilty vegan food. It's vegan versus fries. It's like fatty burritos and shit like that. With
Oh shit! Fuck
all
yeah.
the shitty meats and stuff. Like that's the thing is like they use processed oiled meats and stuff. So it's like it's not that shit's not any better for you just because it's not an animal and it doesn't mean
It's fast food vegan.
yeah, it's bullshit still. You know?
They're like,
So
it's a
it
spam
good, though?
burrito.
I like.
it's fucking delicious.
said it's fucking delicious.
It's so fucking good.
My go-to is salada.
Salada.
Yeah, you fucking customize your own salad. So, fuck, that shit's so good.
Salad and all that.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't know. Like, if I'm gonna eat like something good and healthy, like the salad, you can make it good. I think it's really.
No, you can
and-
definitely
And
make
I'm not
them good.
vegan, so I'll put his fucking chicken in that shit. Yeah, so
Some salmon.
Can I get double chicken in it?
Double chicken.
chicken and shrimp.
Not
real.
not
The
chicken
meat
and
trio.
shrimp.
The shrimp's good, bro. I love
I
that
never
shit.
liked seafood.
Really?
Yeah,
I've
never-
always been like real indifferent when I was a kid. Like I liked catfish, things like that. But man, I don't know. Like as I go older, it was just in my blood, I guess. So I love that.
I
shit.
tried to like it because like it's the healthier, leaner of the meats.
Do your family like it? Like, did y'all ever eat it growing up?
Nah, but I ate a lot of bullshit growing up, SpaghettiOs and
Yeah, fuck yeah.
shit like that.
We all do, yeah.
Yeah, frozen pizzas. That's where the pizza
yeah.
the pizza gene came.
Yeah, 7-Eleven
Yeah.
and our local gas station probably fed me and Thomas more
Really?
than
Yeah.
anything. We'd fucking just get honey buns. Fucking,
Yeah.
we had a 7-Eleven near us, so you go get their pizza every once in a while you're skating.
Seafood pasta.
Seafood pasta.
Sean's eating seafood pasta tonight.
Shit, I'm eating seafood pasta for tonight. I'm going over.
What kind? What is?
I'll see you after
What do
the
you put in it?
podcast.
What kind of
Well,
seafood is it?
Yeah, like what do you put in
Some
it?
imitation
Shrimp?
crab meat.
Shrimp usually. I know sausage. I don't know. Sean always. Brittany, it's Brittany making it this time, so I don't know.
Oh,
I heard Sean made it last time.
Whatever's going
What up?
bad in the fridge is
What
just
up,
getting
shit,
thrown
bro?
into a pot.
Seafood. It's in the pasta.
For real. As long as you see it.
Yeah, for sure.
oh, Sean made it.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Gotcha.
To be determined.
Chef.
Is it homemade
Chef
pasta
Sean.
or nah?
So when you're gonna cultivate these gourmet mushrooms, you're gonna have to choose between different varieties. What are gonna be your varieties that you choose?
I'm
Or
lazy, so the easiest to grow are going to be the winners, which are the oyster mushrooms.
Okay.
They're fast and they're simple. They kind of grow in anything,
Wow.
and yeah, you can grow them in like cardboard stuff
I've
like
seen
that.
stuff like that before.
Yeah, there's they kind of just colonize anything. But then I would say lion's mane is pretty simple too. You just got to get a different medium to grow it in.
Gotcha. What's the medium that you have to use for lion's mane?
You can use like straw, sawdust, wood.
Gotcha.
They're just not. You could probably try to grow them in cardboard. They might grow.
Gotcha.
They're kind of.
I'm gonna try
We
it.
got lion's
Yeah.
mane and we
We'll
got
get you set up.
we got
Hell yeah.
lion's mane oysters, and then what is another one that you would do?
There's like reishi mushrooms are supposed to have like a lot of medical benefits, like for like your neurological and stuff like that. So I'd probably try those, but those are more kind of exotic and oddly grown.
Yeah. So oyster and
Oyster and lion's mane to be the two like
easier ones
Yeah.
to do.
yeah.
Yeah. Do those grow naturally pretty big? Or are they one of those weird ones that have like the
No,
I've
they
seen some weird ass ones, bro.
some edible mushrooms have weird structure.
yeah for sure. The lion's mane mushroom does a little bit. It's kind of more like shredded. Kind of looks like I don't know. Kind of looks kind of like a stringy cauliflower. Versus the oyster mushroom looks more like your standard kind of mushroom, not your like toadstool mushroom, but just kind of like side growing mushroom.
Gotcha. Hell yeah. Well, that's fucking cool as fuck.
Yeah, it's a fun little hobby.
And so, like, when you get like a spore to inoculate or to put in the medium that you're growing it in, a lion's mane wouldn't be able to tell a lion's mane from an oyster from a psychedelic unless it was labeled.
Yeah, the pink oyster you can tell because the mycelium, if it's left long enough, it'll actually start turning pink.
Okay.
So that one you can kind of spot, but the other ones, not generally.
Yeah. So
Sometimes you can. Sometimes they have specific characteristics, but
have you ever gotten a spore that was labeled something and you grew it and it was something completely different?
no.
No. So they're pretty good on labeling
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, they keep their cataloging well.
That's really cool.
Yeah. You get what you're expecting.
Yeah, for sure. I could imagine like sometimes with seeds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Someone,
you don't
like-
know it all looks the same,
Yeah,
and
for
you
sure.
fucking
Well, at
mix
least
with that.
with cannabis, like all seeds look the same and stuff like that. But there's so many different varieties. So I could imagine someone like got like a big mix up one time and was like, "Well, fuck it, we're gonna call this and this that."
Yeah, how many times have they guessed and gotten it right?
I'm gonna start taking shrooms and just eating nothing but caps.
What?
Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
preference? Caps or
Caps or stems?
Caps or stems. So yeah, you got to fact check it again, but I believe that the cap has a little bit more
I
psilocybin.
knew it.
However, it's not. It doesn't like differentiate.
Right.
Like if you were to break it down, it would have more. But as far as your experience, like it's not altering either way.
Bro,
That's my understanding.
In my opinion, eating the cap would be grosser than eating the stem, bro.
like chips.
Nah, bro.
The stems ain't shit, bro.
They're both gross. The stem's worse because the stem, like you
worse?
because like you hydrate it with your saliva, and so like the
yeah.
fucking mushroom kind of gets
I
spongy
think
again.
the cap would be like
the cap's like flaky.
See,
When we were
And so you
kids,
just you might have some residue, but like you're not gonna like liven it back up. You like the stems?
I'm like that can offer you in a potato
I
chip.
don't like none of it, but
yeah,
like,
man, it's gross.
what mushroom has had the most intense effect on you?
The trippy main one. That's what we said earlier.
No, I would say, they've all had good effects. If it depends on what you're looking for. Like if you're looking for like the most like kind of like visual experience, the penis envy family is usually the visuals. But like
We're taking some later.
the more gold caps, like the blue meanies, are more of like your traditional kind of body euphoric, and you can kind of relax more with them, and
Gotcha.
it all depends.
Do
But
you think like something like that has to do with like the structure? Like, cause like I've seen penis envies, they'll grow big and more chunky, and then like you said, like the tidal waves and blue meanies, they're more skinny and like less stem, more cap. I don't know. Do you think that that's why the penis envies pack so much more punch?
because they're more dense.
Yeah, more dense, more psilocybin in them. Like,
No, I think it's just it is the way it is.
that's crazy.
Yeah, they're the prize winners, and there's ones even out there more potent than them that run in different strains and stuff like that become like super exotic to grow. Like you have to grow them in like little foil pans and specific ways and shit like that. Whereas the psychedelics that you see out on the streets, you can just grow in storage containers.
Yeah, tubs, things like that. So I think I've asked you this like in our own personal talks. With certain mushrooms, like would they grow in certain different, because you have to create their climate. Would you be able to be like, oh, these mushrooms would grow best in like Mexico, or these mushrooms would grow best in the forest out here? Like, how do you determine what medium you're gonna grow them in?
Well, the ones that I'm familiar with all grow in the same, so it's like you just replicate it. But mushrooms all kind of relatively grow the same. They grow in different regions, just at different times.
Wow.
But like in the same climate. It's
Gotcha,
just
gotcha.
sometimes it's grows here in March, whereas in here in June it's like that, and here in October it's like that.
I wonder where the penis envies grow. Like, where?
I don't know where they came from.
Yeah, you go to some random
Rainforest.
forest. You go to some random forest.
The Amazonian.
Hey,
Hey,
Thomas,
they
there's some
could
penis
have been at
envies
that
right there.
pond. They could have been the ones at that pond. I
Yeah.
Bro, could you imagine
could've
you're in like some
stumbled.
forest walking around, you're like, are those some penis envies?
All you gotta do is touch it. If it turns blue, eat it.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Shit. Nah, for real, but that's what's crazy about it. It's like certain cannabis is like native to certain regions and stuff like that.
Yeah, they name certain ones like there are some actually called Amazonian,
I want some of those.
some called Mexican, some called Texican.
Wow.
My understanding is they're all kind of just gold cap mushrooms.
Gotcha.
They're all golden teacher was used to be the popular one. Now the blue meanie is like the popular, but they're kind of all one and the same, right?
We always heard golden teachers when we were
Yeah,
kids.
when
That was
growing up, it was always golden teachers. Now they're starting new ones and stuff like that are, they're cool.
fuck yeah. Well, fuck yeah.
When you say visuals, is there any that when you take them and give you visuals in colors? You know what I mean? Just colors only.
Yeah, you just in my experience, your vision just becomes more acute. You just see at a higher level. Like you're able to different, like especially something like this, you know, with the different shades of color, like you're able to just kind of dissect it a little more, right? And you're able to piece it together.
I knew it.
You know, because we're only able to see so much, right? Like
Crazy.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take some one day.
yeah, we gotta
I
get
wonder
you.
what a brain like scan looks like while you're like on mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know, I'm sure they have shit like that now that they're allowed to do research on it, and states are starting to decriminalize it and stuff like that. It'll be one of those things where it'll make its way eventually, and you know, shit just takes time.
You ever seen the movie Lucy?
No.
Oh man. It's
Which
like,
one's that one?
It's like this girl, and they like try to kidnap her pretty much.
I thought you were talking about
And
Hannah.
They put this blue drug in her stomach, like to traffic her or whatever. But the bag busts, and it like unlocks like her whole brain, and it's crazy. Like she can use 100% of her brain instead of like 20%.
But it kills her.
Yeah, but it kills her.
Always a negative.
Yeah, but it's like crazy. What if psychedelics are just like unlocking like more? Like you able to use more percentage.
They definitely are, man. They definitely are. You know, we use all of our brain. Like that whole thing where we only use like 10% is false.
Yeah.
Like we only use like the capacity of our brain to maybe 10%, but like we
Gotcha.
use it all.
Gotcha.
You know, like everything serves a purpose.
Gotcha.
And psychedelics just kind of allow you to kind of just see different things on just kind of different perspectives, different, you know, wavelengths and stuff like that. It's just
That's crazy.
yeah, it's, you know, it is what it is. It sound, you know, if someone's, you know, questionable, it sounds funny sometimes, but it's, you know, it's an experience that I think everyone should at least consider.
What do you think, JP? You got your
JP.
foot?
What about you? Gonna take some with me?
We go fishing?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm
Yeah.
like that, bro. Did you see that?
Get some,
Was that a mermaid?
get some good music, go fishing.
We come back.
I mean, JP. He'd be like, I saw Nessie. The Loch Ness Monster.
Like, bro, I caught him.
First guy sees monsters coming out of the river.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
man.
That'd be fucking crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be like, all right, guys, going fishing.
No, but I bet you the water would look wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
bet
bet.
you'd be able to pick some pieces out of the water and look
I
like
bet you'd be able to
molecular.
see the fish if they were like kind of nearby. Like, I bet
Yeah.
you'd be like, wait.
Yeah, your vision's very acute. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting now that you say that. They go fishing on some shrooms, bro.
for be weird. So,
Wear your
more
floaties.
personal
Where
question.
you're floating.
What's some of the best advice you've ever been given?
Man, so many things. You have 2 ears and one mouth. Listen, you know.
Yeah, listen.
Listen and be nice to yourself.
For sure.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
That is.
Those
a good
are, I would say if I was to impart any wisdom, those are the two.
one. What was it again?
Listen and be nice to yourself.
Be like, not today, JP. Be nice. Be nice.
What was like your hardest year in your like whole life, you think?
Oof.
Like if you had to choose one.
Sheesh, man.
21, 22, 23, 15, 16.
Man,
Like what year did you just fucking have it hard?
Like 12 of them.
Like, yeah,
You know,
for sure.
I don't not drink because it wasn't fun, right?
Ah, for sure.
You know,
So if you could go back to talk to Brad right before like the drinking, or maybe right when the drinking got heavy, what would you tell Brad?
man, so many things. But you know, just to kind of simplify it, you know, really, I would think the biggest thing I've learned about myself through my experiences with psychedelics and you know, behavioral clinical therapies like ketamine is really the way you treat yourself. I think when you start respecting yourself and loving yourself, you like everything else kind of falls into it. Like you become a better person, you treat people better, and in return, people do better things for you. Now you receive things, now you feel better. It's like a domino effect. So I would say that's the one thing I would wish I could have got to myself sooner. But sooner rather than later, you know.
And if you had to give yourself, advice for yourself for the future, like to look back on, what would you tell yourself like right now in this very moment?
To be patient. That's what I need to work on is patience. I have a you know, I have a tendency to want things and, you know, to not let everything unfold and try to rush and move to things. And, you know, the more patient you are, the better things can usually transpire, usually make sounder decisions.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah.
That's my philosophy 101.
That's what I need to work on is patience.
Yeah. It's hard, man.
Patience is a fucking hard thing.
Patience are fucking hard.
Oh, man. No, I think, like, they try to teach you patience so much as a kid that, like, you get so impatient.
Yeah, it's, you know, you don't learn the right way.
For sure.
You know, it's like they try to beat it into you, and it's
Yeah.
like, nah, you can't be taught patience like
Nah,
that.
for sure.
We gotta try
man.
something different.
I'm a stubborn kid, too, man.
We
Fuck.
all were.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I still am.
Yeah.
I'm still stubborn as fuck.
Stubbornness, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
What are you doing with that shotgun shell? You gonna smoke that?
Goodness gracious. Chris
Tell him what you
know.
told me.
Chris Ayers says,
I told him I was
penis
going to
and
smoke it
bees.
on the way home.
Light that bitch up.
Road sody.
Chris Ayers says that penis and bee mushrooms were encountered by, I don't know that word, Terrence McKenna in the Amazon.
Okay.
In the Amazon.
There's your fun fact.
According to Google.
I believe that is
botanist.
ethnobotanist. I believe is how you would say that.
No botanist.
I don't know what that means. Botanist is
The
study of
Amazon River got
plants, I
some
think.
crazy ass catfish, JP.
Them
Yeah.
big bitches. I seen
Fucking
river
crazy
monsters.
looking.
Hell
dog.
yeah.
Them fucking
Yeah.
monster ass
Yeah,
cats,
I-
but they eat people.
Yeah, when
There's like a
I
red-
think of the Amazon, I don't think of their catfish.
Oh,
I think of some snake that's gonna fucking
anacondas,
unhinge
right?
its jaw.
Did you
and-
see that
Fuck,
fucking stingray that he caught out of there?
Oh shit.
That they had to like use a fucking
Yeah.
crane or like a big ass net with the crane just to lift them
Yeah.
up, and like the radius of that stingray was like the biggest ever recorded.
It was like 6.5 feet or something.
Yeah.
Who are,
Jesus
some,
Christ.
who are some people you looked up to as a child?
I don't really know as a child. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
What about like I guess like as like a grown adult, like who are you looking up to?
That's a tough question. I don't really have like a person that
Right.
there's definitely people that I think are good people and stuff. But I can't like specifically.
Did you grow up with like a path? Like ever? Did you like? Were you like, oh, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do that.
No, thankfully my parents were pretty cool about that. It was kind of whatever I wanted it to be. And it was, I worked in food my whole life, so I, started at McDonald's, moved up to Subway, and then started serving, and that was what I did until I discovered mushrooms, and thus retired from serving, and now have transitioned into real estate.
Gotcha. And what like has like all this stuff like with patience, like you talk about, like learning patience? How's that tying into real estate nowadays? Like being patient with the market, being
Yeah,
patient.
it's the name. This is the name of the game. I've never done anything like this, so when I got licensed, I guess I just kind of assumed everyone was going to be like, "Oh, help me find a house."
Gotcha.
Nobody is.
Yeah.
I got to go out and do that, and just having a lot of conversations with people that like feel so promising but are so fleeting. To stay with it and to not get discouraged has definitely been testing my patience. But it's one of those things where I compare it to like watching water boil. Like something's happening, and once it starts to simmer, then it'll start to take off. And so hopefully I'm getting there. And
Do you feel like with it being in Austin, the market is more difficult?
It's a little more pricey, that's for sure. Dual incomes are definitely a lot easier to purchase with. It's unfortunate that a single good paying income is kind of looked at as undervalued here. But there's definitely options, especially for like first time home buyers and stuff like that with discount program assistance and stuff. That's something that can always be looked at. There's plenty of options.
For sure. I guess, where did the want to do real estate come from?
I kind of wanted like, serving's cool. Like I enjoy serving. I enjoy I enjoy kind of catering to people's like experience, you know, like when you're serving and you get like a good table that you kind of connect with that's like visiting or something like that, and you can just kind of chop it up with them and have, you know, a good time, and you know, and then you get to choose what they're going to eat half the time. You know, they just, oh, tell me what's good, you know, and you pick their meals for them. It's just kind of like
I never thought about it like
yeah, you know, it's just kind of like a rewarding, like you're trusting me to choose what you're going to eat tonight.
for sure.
Like it's, you know, it sounds cheesy, but like in a way, like that fucking industry will take your soul. So you got to take the little positives out of it that you can.
And like I've talked to you a little bit before. You're real big on like human interaction. Like it makes you feel good.
Yeah, you know,
Stuff like that.
it's just nice to be nice to people. You know,
For sure.
It's selfish self-service. You know, like it feels good to be good to people, like to give to people and to see their joy and like embracement and you know, and then to see them either give it back to you or to see them pass it on to somebody. It's like you know, you start a chain reaction, or you know. It's just nice, but, you know, it goes back to you got to be nice to yourself, and once you're nice to yourself, then you're nice to other people.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Comes back to you.
Comes back to you.
Full circle.
For sure.
Full motherfucking circle.
Full circle.
Here we are.
Here we are. There we went.
There we went. Well, hell yeah, Brad. This has been an amazing talk.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned a lot.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't like knowledgeably know anything about shrooms before this, and
At
now
all.
I feel like I'm leaving with.
I mean, I hope what I said
Good
was
amount.
right. Like,
Yeah.
You taught us more than we knew
Yeah.
before.
Right.
Yep. I'm gonna go touch
thanks.
every shroom and be like, not blue.
not blue. Don't even waste your time, man. Don't even waste your time. You ain't getting nothing.
They're not blue.
No, there's some cool apps out there too nowadays with
Oh,
technology.
yeah.
A phone, like you take
Oh,
a
you can
picture
take a
of the
picture of
phone.
it,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you take a picture of it and it'll identify it for you.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
Come a long way.
Yeah.
Got any plugs you want to put in before?
You know, if anyone has any questions about real estate or the market or anything, or is looking for some advice, I'd love to help you. You can hit me up, 512-545-6588. My name's Brad Anderson.
Oh,
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
We
It's fun.
appreciate you,
We
man.
appreciate you coming out, man.
It's been
This
really
was
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
It's been a
A
good
lot of
time.
knowledge tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Education.
I was out
We all love it.
We don't have enough of these episodes. Like, it's
sure.
good. I like leaving knowing more than I came here.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
It is.
Definitely.
And then you can
100%.
share it with somebody.
I
you
feel
know?
like that's our jobs as humans, is to learn something and pass it on. So,
I agree.
oh yeah, it's been a good one.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Cool.
Shit, I really appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. Thank you
appreciate
guys.
Nice meeting you, by the way.
Yeah, man.
Well, this has been Brad. You wanna do it?
Yeah, this
Don't
is
leave me
Brad.
hanging.
I'm Thomas. This is JP, Brandon, Zach, and here comes Sean and Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. What's up, boy?
Where's the camera?
Where's the camera?
My boy. Shout out to them Cowboys.
Well, yeah, what's
Dallas
going on with that game?
Cowboys.
I thought I was announcing that,
They-
their playoff season ended.
Hold up.
What's the final?
31-16.
31-16
You can
Cowboys.
say whatever.
I don't know why you care, man.
Thank you for watching the High Flyers Club podcast. You can listen on the go with your Spotify app or any other online radio podcast station.